Are we here? Yeah, we are here.
We're here.
I
What's
think.
up?
Listen, I'm glad that we're live because the shit was scheduled, and well, it wasn't scheduled actually. I had it on record mode, so I didn't schedule it live. But I'm here. I'm here. We're here. We're live. I
Yes,
see people in the chat.
we're here.
You guys look good.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yeah, I see you got on your boys chat shirt.
Oh
Okay,
I
good.
yes,
do. I
this
do.
Oh,
time.
it
And
looks
if
good
it's
on you. Can you
good, if
stand
it's
up, or do
nice,
you got on
I
boxers?
can kind of squat. No,
Oh,
Oh,
I got my
okay,
corduroys
okay,
on.
okay. I see you. All right.
cute.
Yeah. So how was you guys this weekend or week?
My week started off really good. There's a federal investigation going on in that same city that I was telling y'all about for the same issues I was telling y'all about. So that's really
Mm,
good. Only thing is, it'll
I
take a couple
forgot.
of
refresh
months
me,
or years.
please.
Yes,
So pretty
please.
much, so remember how I was talking about some of the racial issues that are going on in this area, like the area of South Lake. So now they're
Mhm.
doing a federal investigation over that, just like looking into how institutionalized the racism is in this community. So I'm really excited about that. Only thing is, it'll take like months and years for that to actually be put in place, if it does. But it's a step, you know?
Hmm.
Mhm.
So I'm really
Yes,
excited about
that's
that.
awesome.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah.
I can't
Mhm.
lie, I feel a little off right now. Like in my
Do
body, I
you?
can't. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It just hit me. I don't know if it's
Mm.
because we're live and I'm like, okay, I'm here. Ooh, hey, camera. Where's Jelani? I miss him.
Oh no, he's coming. He'll be
I
on his way.
miss
Maybe
you.
that's why I feel off.
He probably had a long Saturday night. He'll be here.
Right, right. Let me go back and check them stories and let's see
Yeah, we
what's
gotta go
really
check
good.
his story. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, but the
You know,
week,
he's a young one. He's young, so he'd be
right?
out.
He's out there. But the week was cool. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just neutral. It's just so neutral for me, and it kind of annoys me sometimes. I feel a little frustrated being in a state of neutrality sometimes because I'm like,
Mm.
I don't feel anything, but I feel neutral. I feel fine. I don't feel
Okay.
bad. I'm sorry,
Elaborate
y'all.
a little bit on that for me while I pull this up, because help me
Yeah.
understand what that
I
means.
feel good, I feel fine, but I feel great, but I feel fine. Like
Well, I
what?
don't feel really great, and I don't feel really bad.
You
I
feel like
feel
you're
right in the
existing.
middle. Yeah,
You're
I'm
existing.
existing. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm here. I'm
Hmm.
alive. I feel neutral. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
almost like there's nothing in my brain right now.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
call those like mindful moments, like where you
Mm.
have a moment to be like,
Oh,
wow, this is my name, this is my age, I'm really in here. You know what I'm saying? Like I really
yes.
have the ability to move things and do things. Like, yeah.
Yes. Yes. It creeps me out a little,
Yes,
but I love
it creeps me out too.
But it's good though. I like. Oh,
Yeah.
it's
I'm
very
at
good that
peace.
you
I'm
are
at peace for the most
aware.
part. Yes. For the feelings.
Yes.
Overall I'm at peace. But I can't say how the week has been. It's just been same old for me, honestly. I'm pretty consistent in my way of living. But I haven't gone to the beach or anything like that. But yeah, I'm here.
We just got to knock at the door.
Uh-oh, what's
Yeah.
Yes.
up?
Bring some color into my
What's
eyes,
up, y'all?
love.
What's up?
Yes.
What's up? Hey, y'all, how y'all
Hey.
doing?
Hey,
I'm
Yes, I
boy.
perfect.
What's
love
going
that.
on?
What's
Saturday.
good? Sorry I'm late,
Hey,
y'all. I'm just getting back.
Long night.
Hectic,
I'm feeling
long
better.
night, long weekend. I'm
Yes.
good now, though.
Yes.
I'm good. I made it. So I'm
You're
here. I'm
here.
happy to be here.
We're happy
Yeah.
that you. We're happy that you here. You look
Yes.
refreshed. I like
I
the
love
color
the
palette.
outfit.
Yeah, the
Thank you. Thank
outfit's
you. Thank you.
cute.
Gorgeous.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
Yes.
that, y'all. I appreciate it.
I
Mhm.
like that. Yeah, week for me, tired of shit. So
Oh, yes. Yes.
yeah, I've
Lots
been
of
ripping
stuff.
and running. Went down and signed the lease for the place in LA. Did
Yeah.
that.
Oh, wow. You did.
Yes, yes, bitch. When I tell you I went
Okay,
down
so that's
there,
official.
it's official. Yeah, January
That's
1 is the
cool.
Come on,
day.
January
Oh, shit.
1.
Okay. That's
Starting the
dope.
new
That's
year off
dope.
right. Yeah.
Yes. So that happened. Literally drove down there Tuesday, went, looked at the place Wednesday. I mean, I've already looked at it, but I went to confirm it and do all the paperwork. Then I met up with one of my friends down there. They took us to this whole
Mm.
underground situation. It was like, wow, I mean, I got fucked up
Mm.
all like on a Wednesday. And then we went to like this like restaurant, and people were like recognizing me. It was the craziest thing. Like people
Oh,
weren't even asking me for my
wow.
vaccine or my ID. Like they just recognized me and just like let me into the restaurant and was sending us over champagne, and it was crazy.
That's
It was
dope.
crazy.
That's dope.
It was crazy. Then I think, bitch, I was crossfaded. I was crossfaded, but like
Crossfaded.
Yes,
Trying to figure it out.
I think
love it.
so because, bitch, at some point I was at the bar, I was at the club, some underground shit, but there was a girl there that I guess she knew me too. And like we were just talking or whatever, but I guess when I really did. I thought I was doing this, honestly. But, so anyway, she was like telling me how she loved the show, how she was such a friend. She was just giving me my roses and getting my flowers, and I felt the emotion of tears. So I really felt like I was crying, but nothing was coming out. So my man was just like, "Bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Like, stop sitting here acting like you're crying. Like you're not Wendy Williams. Like,
Yeah.
because like she was talking to me, and I guess I'm like." Don't make me cry. And I'm trying to cry, and I'm doing the whole in the middle of the party. And so he looking at me like this.
The drinks are flowing.
Don't stop this bullshit. You're not crying. And then and at some point, I'm trying to cry at this one because I'm like, bitch, please come out. Something. I feel like I'm crying, but nothing came out. So I'm just like, okay, this is weird.
That is weird.
He's probably crying on the inside.
I was because you don't understand. I was so happy. I was there, and then it was this, it was that, and then it was just so many things happening.
The energy moving through your body. Maybe you felt, I don't know, like.
Then came back, went straight to Queen Aja and Tink concert. That was dope. Queen Aja is very pretty. Tink is very pretty. Queen Aja is not the greatest live performer. I feel like she's got the body, the beauty, the everything, but she doesn't have the confidence. But it was a cool show.
Was it two different sets, or were they on stage together once? Maybe
no, two different sets. And then after that, my stepmom, she had a 60th birthday party. Had to go to that. So like I've been going since Tuesday. You know what I mean? So my plan after this, get up off of here, clean my house, get ready to watch the AMAs, BMF, and Ghost. Bitch. And I'm out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm on, boys. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. We do a lot of we got a funny story too. Our boy Gil sent today. He got cursed out by somebody on Instagram, and you guys might know him from Love and Marriage or something like that. I don't watch the show. Yeah, the Carlton guy, the gay guy that's straight. Yeah, so he cussed Gil out and told Gil he'll throw him in a ditch.
What?
Oh wow, okay.
So maybe Gil will come on and tell us about that. But on the lineup today, really, we talk a lot about relationships. Oh wait, before that. I knew I was going somewhere with this because I seen some girl say she wanted to see it. So I got hold on. This is see, I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. Okay, boom. Listen, boys chat merchandise for the girl that said she wanted a sweatshirt. It's on the Armand Wiggins show. Okay. I need one of these. I got this hat already, but I need this one. So yeah, it's there. I'll put the link in the in the comments if you guys want to get it. Sean is our lovely model today. Can you look? And it fits so good. It looks good on you. It looks good on you. Yes.
We also got the mug as well.
Yes, it looked good on you. I like the way it's fitting. So
we
okay.
got the black version as well.
Or easy payments.
Yeah. So I don't know if it takes Klarna, but yeah. But you might. So you can get that. There that is right there. Just shout out to the boys chat and the vibes and the things. It's only one place that do it the way we do it. You know, we are the one-stop shop. We are the place.
The one and only.
The one and only. It's a lot of duplicates.
The original, the OG. Okay.
All right. So okay, my chair just broke. Okay, it feels like it broke. Okay, boom.
Be careful.
So listen, we talk a lot about like relationships and things here. But I want to talk about friendships, right? I want to kind of get into that this week. And so because I'm coming from a place like, and I may need some advice from you all, and you guys can hopefully share your own stories in there. But I kind of want to talk about just generally what that looks like being a good friend. You know, in general, just being a good friend, but then too, being a good friend to your gay brothers, your boys, you feel me? So I want to talk about that.
Yes.
Again, friendships versus envy. Now, I don't know if I wrote that because I meant like what I meant by that was like, can you be my friend and still be envious of me, or are we friends? Or you get like, you know what I mean? Like, what does that look like? Have you ever envied your friends, and how did you react, and how did you feel about that? Also, I'm always the problem. You know, for me, it's one of those things where people, you know, you feel like you always have to take in consideration someone else's problems or feelings, but it seems like no one ever checks on you, you know. So I kind of want to get into that a little bit. Dennis Rodman reveals that, you know, gay bars and drag queens have saved his life. And then there's this trend on TikTok now where straight boys apparently are saying it's okay to kiss each other on the lips. And so, yeah, and then Sean, you had a topic about gender queer, the book.
Yeah. So the book Gender Queer. So there was this book that just came out. It's called Gender Queer. It's written by this lady. Her name is Maya Kobabe or something like that. They just recently were trying to take it off the shelves because of the content that's inside. So the book actually has like comic book clippings and drawings of what it's like coming of age as a transgender and non-binary individual. But the conservatives are basically saying that they need to take the book down because of the graphic material in it. So like the drawings and images. And so it's been taken down in Chicago and a couple other places. And so I was wondering, like, if you guys think that that is necessary, because I remember growing up, because I used to spend a lot of time in the library, you know, and then I became a writer. But I remember reading certain books that were considered like okay for us as teens, but then they had a lot of sexual material in them. So I'm like, okay, well then what's the difference? Is it because you don't want teens to be exposed to this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys remember that. Yeah. So like, what's the difference? Like, what's
those like black soap opera books?
Yeah, like the black soap opera books, some of the young adult books, they talk about popping pills, they talk about sex, you know, they have images. So what's the difference? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely art. That's what I believe, honestly. I mean, you have it's just freedom of speech. You get to do what the hell you want to do.
So
honestly. I grew up reading a lot. I grew up reading a lot of explicit books. You know, I was a reader. Whether it was about like the gay lifestyle, or whether it was Guns N' Roses, the hood books, that was very explicit. I loved it. I feel like it was a good way to honestly, you know, put your imagination to actual use, you know. So actually, I appreciated it.
So this was removed from where?
So this was removed from a school in Chicago, and then they started to question it once conservatives brought it up. And so it's being removed in other schools because of the content. Like the material for them, they say, is too graphic. But I'm like, okay, well, didn't we have books that were graphic too? Because I read a lot of graphic material stuff I probably shouldn't have been reading.
Those hood books.
Hood books, Zane, you know what I'm saying? Like I love me some Zane.
I love
you know, and all types of erotica books and things like that. And even some of the young adult fiction books that they have, that stuff has graphic material in it. It has all kinds of stuff in there. So what's the difference?
Well, we know the difference. I
think the difference is just homophobia.
Yeah. It's just another marker of where we're at. You know, we're not quite there yet.
But if you're describing a book as coming of age, this is a part of coming of age. You know, like this is what we need to be seeing. So it's kind of unfortunate to see something like that happen, you know, because I went and I looked at the clips and I'm like, okay, what is the issue with the clips?
So what do you think?
Yeah, what'd you see?
So, I mean, as far as the drawings and the clips, they're very realistic in the sense that it is a coming of age. So they're going to expose everything, what teens do. I believe one of the subject matter in there is watching porn with your friends. I'm sure we've all done that at some point, you know, giggling and laughing or whatever, but it is something that teens do.
I mean, is a bro, like, is it really my friend? Is it
with straight friends?
It could be anybody. It's your friends. It don't matter what kind of friends. It's your friends. You haven't done that?
No, I feel like if it's a friend I've done, but we've ended up messing around, like, like but I'm saying like friends, like as a kiki, like we're like, oh, let's key at the porn. I don't know.
I've done that before.
I feel like it was some tea, like, girl, I was setting up for something. Or
probably
maybe
CT
I'm taking
now.
it too far.
Back
Maybe I'm
then,
taking it too
back
far.
then it wasn't. But
So is the
Okay.
book racy?
I mean, yeah, that's what they're saying it
It's
is.
sexual.
But I'm just thinking, like, is it
You know how they
appropriate?
get.
Because some people, on the other hand, because I'm good at playing the devil's advocate, it is what it is. Like, on the other hand, I can understand parents that don't want maybe their children to be exposed to that stuff, so early. They want to have those conversations.
Yes, it almost seems like homophobic people, or homophobic, quote unquote, whatever you call it, people feel that there might be something in their brain, in people's brains, that will become unlocked and make them go down that path.
Yeah. I've always felt like that too. Like, people just
Yeah.
assume that, if you see something that's too gay or too like, it's gonna just all of a sudden turn you into a gay individual. No, that's who you are. That
Right.
happens. That's who you are.
What
But
it
they're
may do
saying
is
that
make
they
you
don't
feel
want
more.
these books in the schools because
It
It's
definitely makes you feel more
explicit.
comfortable. Maybe
but
they don't
why
want them to
not?
be
Why not teach
comfortable.
them? Why not teach them the right way, opposed to them going off and discovering something that y'all really don't want them to see? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, and I just feel like that goes into more of like institutionalized forms of just being prejudiced against the LGBTQ plus community. Like, that's another. I feel like the structure is set up by a certain majority, and anything outside of that, like, they're not included. So books like these should be out there, just for
But should they
informational
be in
purposes.
schools though?
I
the
feel
school
like
That's what I'm trying to
library?
figure out.
I
I
feel
don't know
like
if
They
I
got
feel like
regular.
they should be in
Because
the
it's
school
They
like,
library.
have regular ones. They have
do they though? Because that's what I'm trying
heterosexual
to figure out.
relationship based books. Why not? It's coming
Not
of
talking
age,
about
like
watching
Sean
porn
said.
with your friends and jerking off and like I don't feel
Right.
like that should be in
Well,
school.
there was a book that I read in high school, and the book was called Be More Chill. It's by Ned Bazin. It's a really good book. But it was a
It's
high
photos,
school
cool.
book, and it talked about popping pills. It talked about having sex. It talked about all of that stuff. So it's like, we can talk about that with a book that's for heterosexuals, but we can't talk about that in a coming of age type of way in these books. I think that in terms of like who gets the books, maybe you can like make it for juniors and seniors or something like that, if y'all want to be safe, but don't just erase the book in general.
I don't know. I feel like they should. I feel like you should go to the library and get that one, not the school library. You just make it
I mean,
like
Yeah,
I
just
don't feel like
specifically that book. That book was probably just a little bit too racy, but just in general, I don't think they should just ban, LGBTQ based,
I mean, of course not.
books,
yeah, but something like that, like I wouldn't want. I mean, I wouldn't want my kid to be, I mean, I wouldn't want my kid to have access to that type of book, whether you're gay or straight in high school, because there's enough of that going on. I don't know. I just feel like that's promoting the wrong thing, and I just feel like for school, it's a little bit unnecessary. Like it's not meant for school. I don't think it's meant for school. Now if you go to the public library and you go and grab it, that's on you. But you want to read it on your lunch, do you? But I don't think you should be able to go to the school library and check that book out. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
I can see where you're coming from. I just feel like if we start doing that, then it always goes too far. But I can see what you're saying about that.
Somebody said, so the book, okay, give it to 12th graders and maybe then maybe they can sign a permission slip for certain type of books.
Or have have your parent, sign to be able to say that, yeah, that's a great idea. That's a good idea. Yeah. But I would hate for them to erase it completely.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, there's already like
someone's
a
fight.
lack of representation,
Yeah. I just don't think that freshmen
I feel like we're
should
getting
be
so much better though. This book is like a non-factor almost. But what do you think
Agreed,
about that?
too.
Like,
I don't think that the book is a non-factor. I think that go ahead. Somebody else.
No,
go.
I feel like it is a factor. And even though, even if we're looking at it in terms of, okay, the book gets erased from bookstores or inside of the schools, the fact that it was brought to people's attention is enough. You know what I'm saying? For us to be able to learn something from it, to make it a factor.
Definitely.
Hold on. I think these things are necessary.
I just feel like we've come so far. We've come so far. It's just, I don't think it's the most important thing. I think television representation and stuff on commercials where you can't really wave your finger and move it out the way is more impactful. Genderqueer. Interesting.
Okay. I think that it's necessary. I think this book is very necessary because everybody is not. There's some like emo gay kids. There's some gay kids that's not on in the TikTok generation. There's some kids that's not as advanced. So maybe they're gonna get their knowledge and find their
That's true.
relevance and through reading and through the
Very
books.
true.
Maybe they don't get it through social media. Maybe they want to just kind of. Maybe that kid just kind of wants to sit in the corner and he's trying to really figure it out and wants to secretly read this book versus like consuming through
You're
social
right.
media and TikTok and things like that. So I think that it's definitely speaking to a demographic of people.
Mhm.
I remember I didn't have
You're right.
I
That
didn't
is.
have a gender queer. What I had was the Real World, okay, and that's what I would watch. And Queer Eye for the Straight Guys, where I would kind of find myself. No, and I would look to find the gay people there, you know. And the occasional Jenny Jones episode,
Come on,
I
and
Jenny.
watched
Ricky
Noah's
Lake.
Ark.
Yeah, and I watched Noah's Ark as I got older,
Always Noah's
but
That's a
Ark.
good one.
I was in
Mhm.
fourth grade watching, The Real World and Tempest Bledsoe and Jenny Jones and Ricky Lake looking for the gay guy and Queer Eye for the straight guy. That's where I would come home and sneak home and watch and look
Wow.
for me on
Yes.
television. I remember
That's
my
dope.
first gay person that I've ever seen on television was Pedro from Real World San Francisco, who died with HIV. And I was like, oh my God, that's a gay person.
Right.
So we find it all in different areas. So I
You're
think that the
right.
book is necessary.
Not everyone has internet access, and maybe it might be a rural
Yeah.
place. You're right. You're right.
Mhm.
Mhm. Definitely.
All right. So let's keep it pushing. So let's talk about. I will be interested to know, like, let's get into this conversation of friends because this could be a bit of a deep dive. So I just want to know, what is a good friend? Okay. And how do you become that? Whoever wants to take that?
I'll take it.
Okay.
I feel like a friend first and foremost should be loyal. I feel like a friend should be honest, and I feel like a friend should be trustworthy. Now, when it comes to being there, I take into account that we are adults, we're working adults, we're getting older, so as long as you call me back within 24 hours, we're good, or text me back 24 hours, we're good. But I need somebody that is consistent in the way that they think, consistent in the way that they move, and if something changes, like, let me know. I just feel like that right there is is a good foundation for a friend. As far as like views and stuff, like I personally don't mind having friends that have different views than me because that's how you learn and that's how you like gain a different perspective. But it's nice to have friends that you can have things in common with too.
Yes.
So it's 24 hours or we're done.
I mean, we'll have a nice talk or something like, what's going on? Are you know what I'm saying? Like, what's
Yeah.
going on? Did something happen or whatever? But I mean, you won't be done off the first one. But if I'm texting you and it takes you 3 days to text me back, like, what's going on? But those are just the types of friendships that I carry, just because I like to make sure that my friends are okay.
Child, me and you probably be them broke up because I be them forgot.
Yeah, I like friends who really add some friction into my life. I think that's
Hey.
naturally because I'm someone who and this is like energetically, this just happens to me. I feel like I'm someone who is very chill. If it was up to me, there'd be no problems ever. So I feel like my friends come into my life and they add some sort of like friction, discord. They're great people, but they have things about them that I don't have about myself. I don't know, in my opinion. And they just cause a little friction, whether it's just one of my angry girlfriends who just was a little too aggressive and she had her time in jail and things like that. And physical against me and whether it's something like that, or I have a friend who is like, oh my God, Miles always steals my boyfriends because he's light skinned. I'm gonna wear hair like his hair, or maybe that's just my perception. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then when you tell them something exciting about yourself, they don't really talk about it.
Yes, that's right. Yes, we're going there next. We're going there. We're going there. We're going
yeah,
there.
Voice
for
check
sure.
okay. Let me not tell you anything. But yeah, I enjoy that because I know if it was up to me, I can't grow on my own. And that's what friendships do. Even if it's toxic in a way, I feel like it adds everything is for me. So yeah, I don't want friends to just all be like me. But a good friend to me adds friction in my life. for me,
Okay.
because that's
I'm
what
kind of bouncing
expands
off of
me.
what Sean said. I kind of love a loyal friend. See, I've had the same friend since I was 11, and I'm 24 now. So, with my friends, we don't have to always talk every day. We can talk once a month, once a week. You know what I'm saying? Or we can talk every day. It's up to them or me. You know what I'm saying? Depending on time in our lives, our schedules, whatever. But I really, really, really cherish my friends, and I really think that just being there for them, um, not judging them. I'm never the type, and I'm the friend that you can come and tell anything. And I think that's really important. I mean, you need a friend that's really gonna, be a little stern with you, but also I'm the friend that's never ever gonna judge you. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I think that's really important too. So yeah, I'm a longevity person, and once you in my life, it's kind of like you locked in forever. So I love that. My friends are like my family.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Me
what all
too.
of you, because I feel like I need a combination of all of that. Like for
Falls in
me,
the
a
middle.
friend is a person that is obviously loyal, that is gonna, and a friend is a person that we can get into it and we're not friends anymore. Like if I can't have an argument with you or we can't have discourse, like I can't be your friend, because like if I'm totally agreeing with you all the time or we never get into it, we're not being real with each other.
Right.
Somebody's being phony.
Right.
Because you like there has to become a moment where it's just like, okay, I was a little uncomfortable about this, but I'm bringing it to your attention. Now, maybe we don't speak for a day or two or whatever, but we get over it. Now, me and my best friend, we can get into it. Like it's almost like it's no trip if we're not reading each other at least one good time, and then it's like, okay, girl, I'm over this. Let's keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? But like
Right.
I've had other friends that's like, you say one thing to them, they have a whole meltdown and they shut down, and it's like, oh my God, I gotta be careful because now you're not gonna speak to me. And it's like,
Mhm.
Yeah,
I can't handle that. Like I like my
yeah,
people to be strong. I like my friends to be
yeah.
go-getters, and I like them to be supporters. And it was kind of like, Miles, you really hit something on the head. Like it's like I like my friends, when I tell you something, I want you don't have to love the idea. You don't have to necessarily believe in it, but show some, support, or at least
Yes.
gratitude to the fact that I'm trying to better myself and do what I need to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. I appreciate friends that can be honest with you and say when you have inspired them or helped them in a way, because I've never been a person that is too egotistical to where I can't be like, you know what, bitch, without you, I would have never been here.
Mhm.
Without you, I couldn't have done this, and I can say that about all of my friends, like publicly. This person helped me get here. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's important to
Hmm.
let people know that they created some value in your life, and you respect them, and you appreciate them. So that's what a good friend to me is.
Mhm.
Now I say all this to say it's because it was coming from, like I was saying, I feel like I was coming from when I was thinking about what we're going to talk about today. I was just thinking about I'm going through a transition, and I mean the conversation of friendships has been coming up just periodically, just through different conversations with different people,
Mm.
and it's just like I kind of want to go directly to Miles, because I feel like it's hard sometimes when you have certain friends, because it's like, are we friends or are you envious? And sometimes I don't know if I'm overthinking shit, or I don't know if I'm just in my head, or if I'm tripping, but there's situations where I feel like, are you my friend, or do you feel some
Usually, if you
type
have
of
to think
way?
twice, you're not tripping. Usually, if you have to think
Mhm.
Right.
twice,
You can see it.
yeah, it's something there. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's something.
Because
Yeah.
it's one of those things like, okay, let's say hypothetically, if I drop a record, right? And I know that if I drop a record and I tell you that I drop a record, you don't listen to the record, it's fine. Or then you finally listen to it. Maybe you don't like it. Maybe you don't like a record, right?
Right.
But then you see people fucking with it on social media, then you sending me screenshots and videos of Kid Ken and Saucy Santana's record in the same day. It's like,
Mm.
but what you haven't even
Yeah.
said anything about,
It's like
maybe
we
you don't
just
like it.
online.
Maybe you
Mhm.
didn't like it. But then okay, so boom. I'm telling you I'm moving. There's no energy there. Send you the place. There's no response. But then you're like on my social media talking about Erica Banks and this and that. And I'm like, that's so weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just like, what is that energy?
Yeah. It's a few
Yeah,
things. It
I don't
feels
know.
like.
Yeah, that's off to me. Like for
Mhm.
me,
That's
you
off.
need to whenever I see any of you guys doing anything, I get just as excited as it is for me. Whenever I see friends and other people doing things, like I get excited for that stuff because no one can take away from what your path is.
Yeah.
And I feel like when people don't understand that, that's when they start doing those kind of like shady movements and stuff. I've had friends that have done
Yes.
stuff like that, or friends like after being on the show, they'll be like, oh, when you get to this place, like, don't forget me. I'm like, what? Like, if you would have just been a good friend, I wouldn't have ever forgot you. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Yes.
just like the motives and the jealousy and the envy starts to pop up. But yeah, that's
Yes.
questionable.
It almost feels like it's almost like they think they're giving something up by giving you your flowers. Like they don't want to show love. I don't get that. I just think it's because either they want to do what certain people do, whether it's in a certain field, or they just I don't know.
No, it's more of a. I say that
Yeah.
to say like, what would make a because I have to
I think
think
they're
like
just
what.
jealous. It's natural.
But see,
It's jealousy. It really is. I've legit had friends that's like, they would tell me everything under the sun about them. They would want me to hear about everything they got going on, whatever. But anytime I would say anything about myself or, tell them anything about my life, it would kind of just be like, oh, it would kind of just be paid, put to the side.
Mhm.
And after a while, I kind of had to like look at that, and
Yes.
it was a little yeah, it was a little funny to me too. Kind of came off as jealousy or envious, so I turned to, I was squinting,
but at the same time, I got to be real though now because we keep it real here on the show.
hmm
I've been that friend too, though. That if you're telling me something
yeah,
about you, and then I may have been like, but maybe I was so far into my own world. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Maybe I didn't give you the energy that you thought I was looking like that you were expecting. And
I
I
mean,
know
yeah,
that
but
it
that's
wasn't coming
kind
from
of
it wasn't coming from a place of jealousy. It just
yeah.
I just didn't give it to you,
See,
but I don't
I
know.
feel like
But
that
I'm sorry,
though.
Sean. I'm so sorry, Sean.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's so different when that happens every now and then, or when it happens one time. But when I can literally not even tell you that I went on a date with somebody, or just like the simple shit that goes on within my life that you should be able to tell your friends to have a conversation about, and it's just totally paid, because they're not getting the same thing. It's kind of, yeah, you
Yeah.
start to
Yeah.
feel away. You know what I'm saying? It was a habit. It's not like something that happened every now and then or one time and I'm like tripping. It's something that I don't like to have issues with my friends. Like I just said, my friends are my family. So if I'm if I'm looking at you funny, I really feel some shit.
I also think that we have to be careful though of expectations too, like not expecting our friend to act a specific certain way. Like, yes, I want my friend to be happy, but we can't get so expectant where we're like, they're gonna jump for joy and do all this,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, like, be happy for me. I think for me, it's not necessarily the reaction, but it's those kinds of friends that you share something great about you, and then not even 5 seconds after you talk about you, here they go with something that they just did or whatever.
Thank you,
It's
Sean.
like, can we,
Sean, it's just
I don't like
come
that.
on,
It's just like, why did you do
because
that? Let me have my moment, Yeah.
I
Yes,
put time.
yes, yes.
I put time and attention to whatever you tell me. You tell me the smallest thing or whatever. It's like I'm giving you all the attention in the world. I'm acknowledging anything you said. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
would expect something similar in return.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
exactly. Because I don't like that. You say something about you and then here they go. Oh, well, let me, and it's just like, wait, like, can we acknowledge what I did first and then we can get to you? Because it's usually about you, especially
That
with
was my
me.
time.
Especially with me being like a paid listener, people think that I'm just gonna be listening even past that, and I'm like, I would like to talk as well. You know what I'm saying?
And see,
No,
I hear you, but
like.
I feel like I'm that person sometimes too. Like where people always
Yeah.
think, girl, it's always about you. But
I can see
so
that.
Ooh. See, I've experienced both sides. I've experienced one friend who she's way bigger than me on social media. She's doing her thing. It's always, I don't like to say it's always about her, but it's always about her because she has the bigger brand. So I'd be with her, we'd be talking about her brand, strategizing a little, talking about ideas and things like that. But sometimes it would feel like, okay, we're still talking about her only. And I have a story to tell her. And she would
Okay.
eventually, we do have our time. And it was the most balanced friendship I've had. We're in a time of separation now, I believe. But it was the most balanced friendship I've had. But other than that, like, I don't really expect much from my friends. And I actually like, me personally, I like when my friends tell me things because it empowers me. I feel like it makes me feel like they believe in me. They trust my advice and things like that.
Confide in you.
So I get empowered when my friends pour their hearts out to me, just won't stop talking about themselves and all that stuff. And I don't require much from my friends. I don't even tell them any problems. I'm like, what's the point of that? Because I don't even think you guys are on my level enough to even help me with my problems. Mentally, money wise, all types of wise. So I keep them where you're at. If you ask me, I'll tell you. But my friends don't ask me. And yeah, I think they see
So
me
you
on social
don't?
media, and
I'm sorry.
it's weird. Like people get envious of that. Like I even noticed a certain friend I have, he won't, and he's not really famous. I'm not famous at all. He's not famous at all, but he won't like certain pictures of mine. And I know he sees my pictures I'm posting. It's just like he won't like my pictures.
Yes,
I'm like,
yes,
what's the
yes,
problem? I
yes,
like all
yes.
your bathroom selfies, but you won't like my set up tripod, good lighting, a beautiful face.
But then we'll
pictures.
we'll probably go like all of our pictures. And it's just like,
Yeah.
or
you
laugh
gonna like
at
everybody
OnlyFans
else.
crashing. Like, why?
Yeah.
What's so funny about OnlyFans crashing? Like when your best friend does OnlyFans for a living, partially one of the incomes is OnlyFans. I don't expect much from people. I let them expand me. I get to practice on them. I feel like that's how I see my friends, as practice for expanding me.
Yeah, like I like what you guys are saying because I'm feeling exactly where you're coming from. But then at the same time, I feel like I'm in both spaces because I feel like I am that person that can come across as if they're always talking about themselves. However, it's not on, I don't feel like it's on purpose, number one. But then number two, the only reason why I feel like it's a little bit different is because I feel like I'm also that friend that will sit and pour into you for hours
It's balanced.
and give you ideas on what you should do. But then at some point, if you're never gonna do shit with it,
then we're done. That's it.
I'm
Stop
not
talking
gonna
about
keep talking about you.
Yes.
But I
I'm
also
working.
think we all know that we have a friend like you, Armand. I have a friend just like you too, and that's one of my closest friends. You know what I'm saying? And I love her. I call her whenever I don't feel like talking. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just a difference though. It's really as long as it has that balance, that's all that really matters. But it can't always just be about you. It really can, but it can't.
I feel like it's all right. Like I understand when someone who's creating something out of nothing is talking about it a lot. Like I get that. So I think you just need to find people who are excited about that, from that perspective. Like that's so exciting to me. I'm excited anytime you do something. I'm excited anytime Madison does something. I'm excited anytime my best friend I was talking about, we're in time of separation. I'm excited about all the things she does. I love it because I see it start from a certain point and then it ends with another place. And you need people who are genuinely excited about that. And a lot of people are catty and they're just not excited for other people because they're not happy in their space. I'm a very happy person. I live in a nice spot. I come from a 2-parent household. I'm fulfilled. I feel complete. I don't know. It's just a lot of incomplete people out there. And I get it. They're miserable. They live miserable lives. They got to wake up, go to work. You see me, I be sitting, chilling, looking beautiful. I get why you would be not supportive of me because it's like, oh, of course, he's just there doing what he's always been doing since 19 years old. I don't really need to be excited for him.
Yeah, and really having friends is really it's like a mutual exchange. Like whether we know it or not, like we using everybody that's in our lives for some kind of reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if I can't, what the hell you here for? If you're not doing it for me or benefiting, me in no kind of way.
Yeah. So, I feel like if you have friends around you that you're benefiting absolutely nothing from, because kind of like what you're saying, Jalon, like our friendships, our connections are meant for us to trade, whether it's ideas, whether it's physical materials, money, something like that. Like we're all supposed to be benefiting from one another. So if you're keeping somebody around you that you're benefiting absolutely nothing from, like whether it's experiences or values or money or something, then it says something about you. Like it says something about your, like, are you codependent? Do you have like savior syndrome, you know, where you feel like you got to save everybody? Like what is it about you? Are you using that to focus on everybody else's problems? So you don't have to focus on yourself. Like every relationship should have that give and take. It doesn't always have to be 50-50, but there should be a general give and take, kind of like what you were saying, Jalen.
Exactly. That's a better way of saying it, Sean. Thank you.
And for me, like you brought Madison up, like I talk to her a lot, right? And she's like literally like I enjoy calling her and her talking about herself.
Yes,
because it inspires me. I get like for me, like we talk about me, but then we talk about her more. But like I appreciate talking about her more because I learn so much shit by her and her experience. You know what I mean? I don't get off the phone like, damn, I didn't get to talk about me. You know what I mean? Or even if I have a conversation, shit, with Cardi B, I'm not talking about me. Right. You know what I mean? And, you know, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm okay with that because I understand there's levels to the shit, but I'm also learning and I'm grasping and I'm appreciating and I'm thankful and I'm like, I don't know. To me, I don't feel any kind of way. You know what I mean?
Like your friends at home.
Yeah, like I feel like if you pay attention to how you feel in the conversation. So like if the person's talking about themselves and you feel inspired, energized, all that, that's good. But if they're talking about themselves, you start feeling drained, you feel like you got to take a nap, then that's letting you know something is off. Either that or it was just their time to talk, you know?
Yeah. I think sometimes too, though, like I had some friends, you know, because I'm going through a transition and I've been telling them, you know, immediately one of my friends was like, you know, brother, you inspire me so much, you know, I'm getting my shit together. I'm not getting left behind. And I was like, wow, that was dope. And I had another one of my friends that was like, all right, bitch, I'm finna knuckle down. Girl, don't call me on 2020 because bitch, I'm finna go to school. I'm gonna like everybody's on their money, like everybody's on their hype, but it wasn't on some like, or like no, like just a non-response. Everybody just like, let's get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like you want like I feel like all my friends, we should be inspiring each other. If I'm not inspiring you, if you're not inspiring me, then I don't want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? Also, I don't want a person around me that is just an opportunist and a person that's going to act like I've never done anything for them either. You know what I mean? I don't rock with that either because some people, they'll only try to be your friend to gain from you, all to act like you had nothing to do with anything dealing with them. Right, and those are people I don't fool with either, though. You know what I mean? And those are the ones I really don't trust because it's like they were never your friend in the first place. Which leads me into this space of I'm always the problem. Okay, and I'm saying me just because that's how I wrote it down, but it could be you, it could be any of us. It's that situation, and it literally can be any one of the four of us that's on camera now in our own perspective, friendships, because the more you are on social media, or let's just say the more money that you gain. Say you're not even on social media. Say you're someone in the comments, but you're a breadwinner within your I don't know, your friendship circle, or you have the degree, whatever it is that you may have that people might perceive as a one-up or a winning moment for you. It seems as though, for me, I don't know if anybody else can attest to this, but it seems like you are the person that always has to be mindful about how you are treating others, or you know, or you always have to be mindful how someone else feels, or you're being called a narcissist, or you're being called selfish. But everybody else has some of these same type of qualities, but because you're the one seemingly on top, you're the target. You know, and so I feel that way a lot sometimes with different friendship circles. Like, first of all, people will automatically blame me for some shit going wrong because of the Armand Wiggins show. It's easy to be like, yeah, I can tell it was him. When you don't know, bitch, this person has been late, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Or an example, someone asked me for money, and I'm just like, okay, well, I don't have it. You know, then all of a sudden, oh, you got, you know, I'm selfish, I'm this, I'm that. It's all about, well, I got this, I tried it, But it's like, girl, you don't realize I didn't gave 5 people some money this week. But even with me going through a transition, do you think anybody asked me if I needed help to move?
Mm-hmm.
Hell
No.
Of course
No.
Hell
But
no.
guess what? Armand has to move, down payments, deposits, take care of his nigga, the dogs, his house, be able to loan out whatever I can to friends. And everybody, as long as they get their shit, they're good. No one says, hey, did you need anything? But when I have a moment, I'm the narcissist. It's all about me. I'm selfish, and I think I'm all that because I'm on YouTube, and you've been knowing me since before YouTube, and this, that, and the third. And my thing is, where is all the people when I'm over here having a breakdown?
Well, I think it's
Have you ever
the
had
problem
that?
is they feel like you have no problems. Like you shouldn't be complaining.
It can be though. It can be.
I
the
feel
reason.
like
Have you ever like had this conversation with them? Like, have you ever like just honestly like
it's not
brought it to the
just like
table? Not.
You can't control anyone. It makes no sense to talk about them.
Well, it's not a one isolated.
I mean, it's not.
This has been things just over time.
I feel like what it could be, because I can relate to that just based off my job profession. I feel like it has a lot to do with like based off of certain jobs and stuff, people assume like you have this certain amount of authority or this certain amount of control, like, you know, so they look up to you because of your position. So like with me and therapy, like people assume that all my life is completely together. You know, I'm supposed to be the soundboard for everybody. I listen to everybody's problems 24/7. And I'm like, yo, I'd like to have a life too. You know, or like when I want to go out and have fun, or I do, you know, little things on Instagram, I do have people that send me messages that, oh, should you really be doing that? Like, really? You know, that kind of thing. It's just kind of like people want to put you in a box. And because you're at this position, like me being a therapist, they're like, oh, well, you have to know how to be like this. You have to know how to be like that. And at the end of the day, regardless of what position a person holds, like they're a person. They're going to need somebody to cry to. They're going to need somebody to express themselves to. They're going to need help sometimes, kind of like you. You know what I'm saying? Like we all need something regardless of what you think we have.
Very true.
And I think too, it's also in the way that you carry yourself, because I also carry myself like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So it's more though. So, you know, I don't have an underdog mentality. And so, you know, so perception of people just in general, they just feel like, oh, our mom will always figure it out. Oh, you'll always figure it out. Or it's like, or sometimes just in general, people don't want to see, they don't want to root for you because they feel like we want somebody else to win because you're perceived as winning. And they want the underdog to come up. No, this is what it gives. This is just in general. I'm not talking about a specific person here, but I'm just saying like the way that people think sometimes, like it's almost like you only root for the underdog. So that person that comes across as confident and kind of doing their thing and not making a pity party for themselves, all of a sudden you don't really care to support them.
So do you think that you come off as the strong friend? You know how a lot of people say, check on your strong friends.
I think I do. I think I come. I don't know. I think I come across as I don't know. I don't know.
That may be the reason. I mean, it's not very empathetic of them to not check on you or, you know, see how you're doing in a personal matter. But if you kind of carry yourself in a way as
I
like
don't
you
really
got
think
it all
that's
figured
my
out.
issue. My issue is like, because I was like, even like I was at an event literally yesterday, and it was like, even with my man, I love my man to death, but I'm just saying, like, I was at an event with him, and it was like one of my like mom's like good friends. She's cool, like she's like one of my godmothers, right? But she feel like she knows me because, you know, she's been knowing me for about 30 years. So my man was there, you know, whatever. And we're talking about the move and, you know, whatever. I'm just Armand. And she feels the need to pull me aside and let me know that you just make sure that you do him the right way. And, you know, and if he moves and he's sacrificing a lot for you, and I know that you're Armand. And I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck does everything? But I'm not feeling it any kind of way. Like, I'm listening.
Why do you think you the problem? Why do you think?
But I'm just like, bro, if I had a fucking dollar for every time somebody felt that they needed to tell me, you know, how to treat someone else, bitch, I don't know. For all you know, I'm not saying he's doing it, but I'm just saying, for all you know, he could be in here whipping my ass. But because the way I present, people always look at it like, how are people dealing with you? I remember I was in Tahoe, my best friend's party, and we were having a great time. It was a blast. There was somebody there, and he's really cool. But my man was asleep, right? And we were kicking it and talking. Everybody was kicking it and laughing. And he was like, "Is your man up?" I was like, no, he's asleep." He's like, "Because I just want to know, like, how does he deal with you? Like, you're just a lot." And I'm just like, bitch, how do I deal with him?
Right.
Okay.
Like, you know, like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, it's always how is somebody dealing with me? And that like I hear how are you friends to me? And it's like, bitch, if y'all don't think I deal with a lot of shit with the people that I associate with, you got me fucked up.
Right.
And you know, and so that's why I get that attitude, like, bitch, fuck you, and I'm gonna care out, because people, I get so frustrated with that shit because people always try to tell me, like, how one of my friends tried to tell me, "Oh, look, I think you upset at this person. Stop telling me shit like that, because I don't know. I just got triggered because that shit annoys the fuck out of me. Because I feel like somebody's always trying to tell me how I come across, but it's like, bitch, y'all don't understand how you coming across.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't experienced that
And
because I come across so.
If they were aware, they would know that telling somebody how they come across is not the right way to tell somebody how they come across. Like, you don't do that. People get defensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, telling somebody what they need to do, what they need to change. Like, don't nobody want to hear that.
Yeah. It always happens. It happens like in my last relationship. Like, my people in my family, they love my ex because he was like this kind of nerdy, skinny. Like, he was no shade. He was the 6'6" version of Sean. No shade. He was the tall version of you. No shade. No shade. He literally was. People like, swear to God. So put me and Sean together. You're gonna think I'm the problem. So all the time, everybody thought I was the problem. Meanwhile, this nigga's cheating on me, beating my ass, all of this shit. All of this. But it's always people thinking, he wouldn't do that. Armand, what did you do? And you have such a personality that people have to deal with. And God, it just like, but then like I have to fight through those things, and then I have to tell myself, you're good enough. You're good. Let your personality make money for you. You're this, you're that. And then when I start to believe myself, now I'm a narcissist. Now I'm self-centered. Now all I do is talk about me. But what you don't know is anytime somebody wants to talk to me, they're telling me about how I'm being perceived towards other people, or some bullshit, or or telling me what I'm not.
I don't find it very beneficial to share my ideas with friends, or like I don't even, for them to even see me as narcissistic. It seems like if they know what I'm thinking, they could affect it with their maybe negative thoughts towards it. And I don't see it as beneficial. And I feel like for me, it seems like I'm never the problem. That's more so for me. I'm never the problem at all. Like, there's never a problem with me. I'm never upset, even if I feel like you did something shady. I feel like it's safer for me to just keep that to myself, because I don't know what you'll do, Snake. I don't know. So I'll just be nice with you. Yeah, I'd rather just keep it cool, because what's the point of letting you know what I think about you and I see who you are? I'm gonna just be friends with you. We can go hang out to the club or go to the movies, maybe. That's cool. But I don't like to be the problem. I don't know. I don't like to tell my friends my problems, because I feel like, what's the point? What's the point?
But I feel like that's why you have friends for certain things.
Right,
like, I feel like you have a friend to tell certain problems to that you usually wouldn't tell anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah. I feel like it just kind of like you were saying, like if you designate friends accordingly, like this is the friend that I go shopping with, this is the friend that I go out to the club with. Yeah. And then this is the friend
that I can call when I'm in my feelings or I need some uplifting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because when you start telling everybody that's your friend your business, that's when everything gets out, and then it's a big problem. But I agree with you though, Miles, as far as like not telling anybody like your career plans or your goals and stuff, because I feel like energy is very real as well. Like, you know, when you start telling the wrong person, because you never really know what people's intentions are. When you start telling the wrong person what you plan to do, what you're gonna do, and they give you that evil eye, that can sabotage your plans. So it's always good to, you know, let people see it when it comes out.
Yeah, I already knew not to tell one certain friend about boys chat until the final thing. I was like, I'm not telling you anything until this gets through, because next thing you know, you're gonna be like, oh, of course he's light skinned, so he gets this, and then I don't get it.
No,
that's tell you nothing. That literally, I didn't even tell anybody like when I was trying to do the move process, because like I felt like every time I was trying to move before, I would hint and just tell somebody, and it felt like every time I would try to say, hey, I'm looking, or I'm trying, or I might be moving. Even that alone, the shit didn't go through. No, even if they didn't say anything, okay, it didn't go through. But the minute I didn't tell a single soul, it went through. And I'm just like, that goes to show you, you never know what a motherfucker is really putting towards you.
And they might not even know.
That's the thing. It's not even like, I don't even feel like it's all the time somebody really just being jealous or like having a hard envy, because there could be times where
it's doubt. It's doubt. I feel like that's what it doesn't have to be so much as envy or jealousy, but it could really just be your friend being like, oh man, he's not gonna be able to afford that, or he's not gonna. That right there is enough to stop that manifestation. You know?
Or sometimes go ahead.
Oh, so real quick, I really like to speak life into my friends. Like I'm fully putting positive energy into them. I'm never bringing anything negative to them. And they do that for me, just in different ways. It's not so direct. Just for hanging out, being around them. You know, I never bring anything negative to them. I just keep it all great. I don't know.
Yeah, same. I'm very affirmative with my friends. I speak like we already have it, like we're going to get it. You're going to get it. You know, when you get it, when you get this done, when you move there. So that, I don't ever really leave room for any bit of doubt. So like I said, I'm really not that friend at all.
Right.
So.
Even if I feel doubtful, I'll be like, push that on my mind.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of the experiment? Like there's an experiment with 3 different, it's like plants. And then one plant is you speak positively to that plant. The other one you don't say anything to. And then the last one you speak negativity to. There is a researchable study that talks about how the one that is the most positive grows, the one that wasn't spoken anything to is like average, and then the one that you speak negativity to, that one like starts dying off. So that like when we say words to each other and like, you know, the words that we say to each other, they are powerful, and it's an exchange of energy, even the thoughts. So that's why, you know, it's very, very, very important to make sure you don't tell people your plans until everything is done.
Not the power of words and prayers and
it is
very powerful.
But okay, watch this. But on the flip side, because I'm like, because I like to play devil's advocate with me all the time, because I feel like at the same time I am that friend that will pour in, but I feel like sometimes maybe my friends get overwhelmed because they're like, okay, bitch, you're giving me a wealth of information, and it's just like I'm not ready.
Sometimes you can't tell people what to do.
You gotta appreciate that though. Yeah, you gotta know that some people aren't ready for the wisdom and the shit that you really have to say all the time. You kind of gotta deliver it to them in the best way possible, and be willing to circle back when you feel like they are ready.
Yeah, I feel like people lie on different vibrations. So if they are not catching what you're trying to give them, then they're just not on that vibration. You know, it has nothing to do with you. It's just that they're not ready.
Right. And so which I feel like also in turns makes people feel like they can't be happy for you when you're moving forward, because I feel like sometimes people can't. It's not that they're not. It's not that it's you. It's sometimes I'm not where I would like to be, so I can't fully give you anything. But it's like, girl, I've been trying to put you on. You know what I mean? But you don't want, like, I've got, child, I could go for like I've literally tried to put some people on fucking payroll. You know, and it's just like, you know what I mean? So it's just like at some point you like, bitch, all I could ask for you is just be a cheerleader for me, girl. If you can't do that, girl, you know what I mean? It's just, but then it's the weird energy with the with the achievements, it's like, oh, you're here, but then like I don't
It's
know.
hard,
It's hard
though.
to watch you be happy for the next bitch, kind of doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Yes,
You
that's
know what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I feel that.
It's hard though for people to see you moving up and then they feel like they're stuck. Like that must be
But
really depressing.
that just
Well,
says a lot about your like relationship with them as a friend, because you should
Mm,
never really feel like that about
no, I think it's more
somebody.
of
You should
like I
always
want
feel
what you
like you're going up
have.
together.
Well, it's
You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
like
Like,
it's a mindset. It's a mindset. So like, yes, you can be problem focused and think about, I don't have this, I don't have that, whatever, looking at the next person. That's what creates the envy. That's what creates the jealousy. Everybody has felt envious or jealous about something at some point.
Yes,
But
I have.
I mean, but everybody has, even if they don't want to admit
Yes.
it. But
yeah,
when we're looking at like more solution focused, that's when you start thinking, okay, what am I going to do with this envy and this jealousy? I'm going to work towards my goals so I don't feel this way anymore. It needs to
it's healthy
inspire me.
competition.
Yeah, like instead of shitting on everybody just
Yes.
because, oh, they have this and that, it's a lot easier to do that than it is for you to get on your shit and do what you got to do,
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah,
true.
It's tough.
child.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
So yeah, but I mean, I thought this would be a great conversation because
Yeah,
friendships are important.
they are.
And
Very,
I be needing to
very.
understand because sometimes I be getting in my head and I be like, girl, what it like? Because I be like, what is this? What is that? Or am I just overthinking shit again? But
Mm.
I seen a meme the other day. They said, even if when you're an overthinker, the fucked up part about that shit is you 9 times out of 10 be right when you be
I
overthinking the
say that.
shit. You know what I mean? And I do be overthinking, but sometimes I'm like, girl,
No, you
this
can
shit
see
is
it.
so. This is something. Is not. This
You
is
can
not
see
making.
it.
This
That's
is.
saying,
This
yeah.
is. This is
Why
Yeah.
weird.
aren't you
Math
liking
ain't
my
math.
post, but you're liking this person's post?
Mhm.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And then you want me to see your stories and all this stuff. I don't know. It's a
But
lot.
you know what?
Oh,
It could also be that person's fear of, once you get to that place, are you going to leave me behind? I mean, again, that's on that
I mean,
person.
that's up to you because if you're
Yeah.
not where you need to be at to be where I'm at, then that might happen naturally, but I'm not doing it on purpose. But I get the
Yeah.
fear.
And so, of course,
Fear.
they're going to try to keep you down. One of the things that my dad used to say is that people are like crabs in a barrel. I would have used a different word, but we can't use that. But people are like crabs in a barrel. So once you get to a certain point, they start trying to pull
I'm
you
sure.
down. If they're not trying to rise with you, they're going to try to pull you down and keep you where they're at or
Mhm.
below them, so that they can feel comfortable.
But didn't Kanye West say, Jay-Z said, of course they're crabs in the barrel. A crab shouldn't be in the barrel. So of
That's
course they're trying to
true.
pull people down. So
I
why are
mean, but
crabs
we're
even in the
but we're
barrel?
all but we're all in a barrel, regardless of if
I'm
we
a-
want to believe that or not. When it comes to government, when it comes to
Sorry,
institution, we're
excuse me.
all in a barrel.
I almost called you my best friend's name. His name is Armand. One of my, but your name is Armand. Excuse me. I was thinking about him. But Armand, do you encourage your friends to make progress in the lane they're already in, or do you like try to get them to do other things, like other fields, and then maybe they feel
Mm,
like, well, it's easy for you to
that's
speak
not for
from
me.
that
Yeah.
position.
No, I don't. I definitely don't try to do that. I try to listen. I try to listen. I
So
try
I
to
have a
get
friend who works
people.
at H&M. I'm like, girl, do you get that manager
I
position?
see, I
I'm
see, I see
go.
talents in my friends that maybe sometimes they don't see. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
because I feel like even me, I'm be honest, even me, but I feel like we're at the stage right now where people are trying to figure out what is it, what is my niche, what do I really like to do? And sometimes I feel like there's a lot of people that don't really see it, and even with my man or just people in general, I'm like, yo, you're really actually good at this. Here's a bag. You should make a bag. Like there's one friend I have that makes bomb ass playlists, and I'm like, bro, you know you're gonna get a bag from making these playlists. I have another friend that he games all fucking day, literally no other
And on
like.
Twitch.
But I'm like, girl, you should like cook it up your Twitch and like you got the
Yeah,
whole
Twitch.
shit.
Hmm.
Right.
Like
Right.
I don't feel like that. Like I don't. I feel like you don't even have to work. Like because the way that you play that video game, it could be making money for you. I got on Twitch and made money from playing the game, and I suck. So
So, so,
so that's
sometimes
what
the
I
idea
try to
might
do.
have to sometimes the idea might have to settle in their brain, and then sometimes they're like, oh well, he gave me that idea, so I'm not going to use that idea because I don't
That's
want
where a
him to
lot of
say,
Yeah.
shit comes from.
And then
I
it
feel
goes
like
back to
yeah,
having to give credit, because if I use this idea, then I got to give him credit.
No,
Like,
yo,
exactly. That's
I
exactly what I
love,
was trying to say.
I love when
That's
I have a
exactly what I
friend
was
and
trying
they
to
can
say.
see something in me that I don't see for myself. I really
mhm.
appreciate that.
yeah.
That happens a lot with my friends, and I appreciate that. And I always take it into consideration, even if I don't feel like it might work for me. I might consider it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I'll
that's
be friends
another
with
one.
friend like
I
that.
do like, I feel like friends should hold you accountable also and help you to see yourself, you know?
Yeah,
So
Let me
yeah.
tell
for
you
things that
something.
you don't see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I wish a motherfucker would call me and see some shit in me. Do you know I have to be pacing around this motherfucker seeing shit on my? I don't get motherfuckers don't call me like, bitch, I can see that for you. I
It
have
depends.
to call you and tell you how I
Yeah.
see it for myself, and you feel like I'm talking about myself all day. But nah, bitch,
Mhm.
I just had this epiphany pacing around this motherfucking house.
Or maybe that's just how you process though, because some people process by spending time alone. That's kind of like me. Or you're the type that likes to just be on the phone with somebody and you're talking it through, and then it's like, I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because some people are just like that.
I'm just a friend. I'm so excited about my friends' lives. I don't know. I'm excited for my people. I don't require much from them. You don't have to be excited for me. I'm excited enough for me to, I don't know. Yeah. So it's weird because I don't require anything. Just be there in person, I guess, or like, let's hang out. Or if I do
Got it.
have, like, if I would like vent maybe for 10 minutes and it's like, okay, back to them.
That's cool.
You know, I'm like, okay, it doesn't take me much. 10 minutes, that's all I need. I'll talk about it. I'm done. I'll deal with it. I'll move through the emotions on my own because I know you're not really trying to. So we could just be positive
But
over
do
here.
you?
I don't know. They don't give me what I need. I feel like I had one friend who did, and
Okay, that's
she
what
had
it sounded like. I want to say.
we separated.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like if I'm working through this conversation with you guys, I feel like I probably should be a lot more. I even though I feel like I try, but I think for me, I could be a lot more attentive, or I don't know. There's something about me that needs to come across as if I almost feel like I need to kind of like downplay me.
That's I do
Mm.
that all the time.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. So you either gonna have to get with it or not. Like that goes back to being secure within yourself. Like,
Because okay, here's another example. This shit just really fucked me up because I had no idea. My best friend, he's probably gonna kill me, but like it just wasn't. It's really no shade. So we were getting some liquor for the party, right?
Yeah.
And he had got like almost like $1,000 worth of liquor. It's no tea,
Mm.
right? So,
Damn.
but he had got like
That's
2
right.
bottles of like Don Julio
Okay.
and like
Okay.
I mean
That's
now the
specific.
1942 and the Casa Azul and got a bunch of wine or whatever.
Right.
So when I went to go look for the tequila, bitch, there was no tequila. So I was irritated because I'm like, well, girl, I would have went and got my own liquor. It's no tea. So we kind of got, because he was like, well, girl, I didn't say I was buying liquor for the whole house. But I'm like, well, girl, you was giving like you spent $1,000 on the liquor. So that girl,
Right.
you know, I was
You have
expecting to get
everything.
some. I was
Trying to
expecting
show
something
off.
in here, but girl, you bought 2-3 premium bottles. So that, you know, which was fine. So long story short, I guess there was a conversation after the math, and then another one of the friends was just like, "Oh, you know, Armand did that because he wanted to be center of attention." And I'm like,
What?
"Bitch, this has nothing to do with like, why do I keep getting hit with this? Like, bitch, I was not. It was
It's
not
the
me,
people
but
around you. That's how they think.
this had nothing to
Well,
do with me
Those
being
are
the
your
center of
friends.
attention.
That's
This had
exactly what it is.
everything.
This
This had
that's their
everything to do with me
mindset.
wanting a fucking shot of
Yeah.
liquor, and bitch, and I had money to go buy my own fucking liquor. But I thought y'all was buying the liquor because you said you spent $1,000 on liquor. It had nothing to do with me wanting to be the center of attention. Bitch, I don't need to be a center of attention. I can get on here and rant and be the center of attention every fucking day.
I feel like it has to do with your mindset, but then also your platform. And because people expect you to always want to be the center of attention because you have your own platform, they automatically use that as an excuse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like for
Mhm.
me, being a therapist, people expect you to always have the right advice, always know what to say, always have the right answer. So people come to me expecting me to be able to solve their problems. And I'm like, first off, I don't even know if I want to help you solve your problems because I do that as a job. And then second off, I'm living life too. I don't know how everything works, you know?
Right.
So I just feel like it's a combination of both of those things.
Yes.
True.
Yeah. I genuinely
Yeah.
enjoy helping my friends solve their problems. You know, I don't do that for work.
I did too.
So I genuinely like, and so it works for me because that's what I attract around. It's natural for me. That's what I've always attracted. And it's cool, you know?
I like to help them solve their problems too, but I really like to help them get to their purpose because I just come from a
That-
place of child. Like I've been to jail, I've been homeless, I've done the struggle, and I just know that if I can do it, like everybody that I'm around is a bad bitch, so you should be able to do it too. Like there's friends that I've had that, you know, never driven a car, and girl, like I've offered to take my vehicle and teach you, you know, but these are the things that
Yeah.
When the narcissist and the selfish conversations happen and the want to be the center of attention, those conversations never get brought up
Yeah.
about when a bitch was
Mhm.
going to risk their car. You know what I'm saying? Like little
Right.
shit like
Yeah.
that, you know, like, so that's when and it's not, I don't do things for people to say, oh, he did this, but it's just one of those things that it just what kind of fucks me up is people always see a bitch's flaws, but they never see when
Yeah.
you are helping a bitch out.
Yeah.
You know, they never see when you try to put a bitch on. I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make her. If you tell me you want to come on YouTube and I'm like, okay, bitch, I'm gonna show you how to get on YouTube. Bitch, if you don't do what you need to fucking do to get where you, bitch, that's not my motherfucking fault.
Right.
Mhm. I mean, but that's the best way for people to learn. So for me, when I am helping somebody and I learn my lesson about that, because before I actually became a therapist, I was a very big helper. So I would like help you do everything. But people don't really learn better that way. Like, you know, it's
Mhm.
better to just give them the knowledge and allow them when they're ready to be able to seek that for themselves. So that when they do it, for
Yes.
one, they feel like I did it, I did this. And then for two, you don't have to like relearn that lesson because you've actually done it yourself. You put the work in, so you want it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Very true.
Yes.
So
I think we
yeah,
all got to respect each other's sovereignty more as personal governments. A lot with friendships, just in general, to throw out there. I feel like a lot of people don't respect boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's a
I mean,
lot.
and it can be hard sometimes because you really care about a person. So you're like, yo, this is my best friend. I'm finna help you. But it's like maybe your best friend needs time before they actually follow through with what they're saying, you know?
Definitely.
yeah. But you know what? I think I could like, because there are some times where I'd be like, girl, okay, yeah, I'm not. Maybe I'm not really listening. You know what I mean? Maybe I do, but maybe because I'm like, bitch, okay, because show me
You
something.
don't see it. But I said you don't see it for them. That's
No,
it.
it's not that I don't see it for them. It's like, girl, show me
Sometimes I don't be
something.
seeing it.
Right.
Sometimes I don't be seeing it. I'll just be honest.
Okay,
I
that's
just
usually what it is.
listen. I just listen. I'm not gonna kill anybody's dreams and tell them they can't do it because I would never want somebody to do that to me. But I will listen, and if you make it happen, you make it happen. I'll be there.
Mhm.
Well, see,
But
I'm the opposite. I used to tell my friends I don't, but then they start telling me, even with different relationships, they start telling me, you know, I just, you know, you always have something negative said about. So now what I do, even sometimes, bitch, the nigga could be the nigga could have sent me a DM.
Hmm.
Girl, I'm not, girl. I'll be here to listen because you're not gonna want to hear it. So whatever, you're gonna just think that I'm trying to be controlling and da 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 da. So whatever you decide to do, all I say is that's everything. Good for you. I don't know. Because I feel like once I start doing my thing, people start, oh, there, mine. You think you know it all. All right, girl.
Well,
So yeah, this conversation can go on for
yeah,
hours,
it
but
Right.
is.
but I'm glad that we had this conversation because I wanted us to, you know, we have a lot of conversations around like partnerships and romantic relationships, but we don't have a lot of conversation over friendships. And I think a lot of people have different friendship dynamics. And I feel like even to some of our friends that we've talked about, we may fit into some of the categories that they don't realize, you know, that we may feel like they're in, they may think that we're in the opposite. So,
true.
so Miles, some of your friends might feel like you are a conceited bitch. You know what I mean? And, you know, so their story is probably different than what yours is, you know?
Definitely. Definitely. They have a
And I'm
different perspective. You
Mhm.
know, I can only
Transparency is
imagine what it's
important.
like.
Mm-hmm.
I can only
Yeah, and
imagine what it's like. And that's why I'm great. I'm graceful with them. You know, I show grace. I'm like, I get with a certain one friend, like I get why you might feel a type of way and might not want to like a picture of mine. Cause I don't know. You must think I'm so great.
well, because you're on different web series, you're on voice, so now you're,
It's a desirability thing. That's a part of the gay community too, the desirability aspect of it, of what he might think is desirable. You know, he might see me as desirable, so he thinks that's another aspect of Miles has everything under control, or Miles is all right
yeah.
because
Right.
he's desirable
Mm-hmm.
from his perspective. Like we're
Oh.
always talking about his problems and things like that. And then when I'm like, well, and this, it's like, okay, you light skinned bitch, what are you talking about?
But even still, like the flip side of that, you know, when you are desirable, it's a lot harder for you to find the right person because you got all these other people in your way because you're so desirable. So you got all these different options. You know,
That's the
as
reality.
a
I don't even see myself as so desirable. He does. You know, a society, you know, light skin, that
yeah.
stuff, hair, curly. versus 4C, that type of stuff. But anyways, like we said, they can go on for hours.
Yeah. So actually, we've actually been on here for an hour and 15 minutes. So we're gonna actually pin the other comments. I don't know if there's anybody that wants to come on because I actually feel like we said everything. I can
Yes, we did.
ask anybody if they want to jump on here really quick. But if not, child, I think that this was actually a phenomenal show. I hope, listen, all my friends out there that listen, girl, I hope y'all don't feel any kind of way because don't feel like I was talking to you. And if you felt some type of way, then bitch, I was talking to you. But no, really, I don't want my best friend to be feeling some type of way about the tequila girl. You know, we over
Oh,
Okay.
girl, do not make that a thing. Please do not make that a thing about this damn tequila. I was just kidding, girl. Like another one of my homeboys, like, and see, this is where I feel like I'm about to be a bad friend. Because he literally invited me to his party, like his Friendsgiving. It's today.
Oh shit.
But girl, I'm not probably gonna go. But I've been running all week. I'm so tired.
That's sorry, real quick. That's where sovereignty comes in because you don't have to go. You don't have to go.
But
he ain't gonna trip. But he comes to. But I've never came to his thing, and I feel like I owe him this because I haven't been to any of his things.
You don't owe him anything.
But he's came to my stuff. But this is where I'm gonna look like a bad friend because he's came to my stuff. But I'm tired.
You're tired, exactly. And what's the point of going there and being miserable? You could look in the future and see, well, I'm probably gonna be just sitting miserable. Maybe I'm
because I'm not gonna drink.
Yeah.
I think as long as you communicate that, like, just let them know, like, say, man, I'm not gonna make it. That's the best you can do. Yeah.
It's like if you're coming to my things, I'm not making you come to my things. Sorry, I'm tired today. Next time, and he has to understand that. And if he can't,
and you know what? I need to understand that too, though, because I've been got my feelings like, bitch, you. But so I'm working. Listen, I'm not perfect, so I'm full of the bullshit too when it comes to this. I gotta be real. Like I gotta be because I'd be like, bitch, you okay, but not knowing that, bitch, I don't know what he had to do all week, and I could be like, is this bitch acting funny? Now you don't want to come to my party.
See, look, I will not hold nobody. I am one of those people. If it takes you 3 days to text me back, wait 3 days and you'll get one back. Like that, because that's a long time.
No,
I don't care. I don't care.
We're friends. I don't have to text you back.
No. Relationship. Friends. It depends on how close we are. Like if we have a long-standing relationship that has a pattern to it, then we're good. Relationships and dating, you're gonna have to wait. There's a certain order that everything goes in my head, at least. Oh,
hey Cortez.
What up?
What's up?
Hey Cortez.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Y'all can hear me?
We can hear
what's
you.
What's up, Armand?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, G?
Good.
Hey, your show is dope, bro. Your show is dope, bro. I like everything you do. I was calling in. I didn't really have much to say, but I ain't never talked to you before, so I just want to say what's up.
Hi.
As far as friendships go, I really think you hit it on the nose when you talked about jealousy, because I was in a relationship with somebody who was jealous. I didn't even know it. And so, like, he ended up telling me, like, oh, I don't like complimenting you when you post on Instagram. I don't like telling you when you look dope because I never want for you to look at yourself as somebody who can do better than me. And so he never really wanted to tell me when I was doing good because I model or whatever. And he like, I don't really like you doing that. And at first you would think it's because of the relationship, but in reality, people really don't like to see you doing good. Like to keep it a buck, they really don't. Everybody focused on themselves. And so they really just don't want to see you win. So I agree with you when it comes to jealousy. I think the most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. You know what I'm saying? I believe in self-love. I believe in working out. I believe in all of that because when you put your all into somebody else, it's always going to be disappointing. That's just what I learned. I'm only 26, and that's what I noticed. So when you talk about jealousy, you're not far off, bro. Like, it's a lot of people in the world, bro, who will really hate on you, see you doing something good, looking good, taking care of your body, and they'll be like, nah, I don't think that's for you, because in reality, some of your friends is really against you, and that's just the truth. Even though nobody really you want to believe your friends there for you, but to keep it all the way 100, like, nah, like, if you fall off, some people wait on that. They see how good you doing. You got the @ArmonWigginsshow. You got a whole nother boys chat. You doing it. So if everything fell off, you will find a lot of people talking more about how you fell off than you did when you got on. And that's just it. So that's why I believe in having a relationship with yourself and just believing in yourself. If you say you can do it, you can do
Yes.
it. If you say you can make it, you came out with 2 records, I think, and both of them
Yeah.
inspired. That
Thank
came
you.
from your own inspiration. That didn't come from woo woo. You feel me? So
Yeah.
like
Right.
at the end of the day, bro,
right.
I feel what you're saying. When it comes to friends, the only friends you need is yourself. And the relationship you have with yourself is going to determine every relationship moving forward. From your job, you know, everybody on Boys Chat, everybody who sent the application to get on this show had to have the confidence in themselves. It's people who don't even call in because they don't want to be on camera. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It depends on the relationship you got with yourself, and that's going to help you make better friends. So that's all I wanted to say. What's up to everybody on the chat? I love the show. I love when y'all go
Thank you.
live. So that's all I
Yeah.
want to
Yes,
say.
thank you for dropping the gems.
Yeah,
I
thank you,
appreciate
Cortez.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
snap.
For sure,
That was
man. For
dope.
sure, man. Yeah.
I want
For
to add
sure.
to that because I think what's also interesting because he said like even if you fall off, people will be talking about it more. What I think is even more so interesting, I think that if you fell off, you know, whatever, then you'd get more interaction from your friend, like more support. Then like people will
Ooh,
want to talk to you more. Now they're more
yes.
engaged in what you're doing because now you're almost at a level where they
At
feel
their
like,
level. Yeah.
yeah. But so when you're
Mhm.
not at that level, they don't have anything for you. They have very minimal conversation for you. Now let you be on some like, let's talk about some faggot bullshit. Oh girl, let's talk about the tea all day. But let's talk about some like, let's level up. I got nothing for you. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
don't really have my words are
Mm-hmm.
very minimal. You know, but
Mm-hmm.
if it's like, what was the tea around the corner? This bitch need to be slapped. I got 2 hours for you. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So it's interesting in that
Yes.
as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But I think you hit another thing on the head with the relationships. I think we should
Yeah,
probably
man.
add that for next week because that's like a double-edged sword
So
because I feel like your partner can be jealous of you because
yes,
they
bro.
don't want you to
Mhm.
actually be attractive or desired by anyone else,
Mm-hmm.
or they don't want you
Mm-hmm.
to
Mhm.
feel yourself and fuck around and leave them.
Mhm.
Um,
Yes,
and then
bro.
two, they feel like they're not at that level yet, or they may not be getting that attention. See,
Yeah.
if your partner
Yes,
is getting
bro.
the equal amount of attention, then they don't give a fuck. But
Yeah.
if they're not getting the same amount of attention as you, then it's a problem.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. And that's why I say it's good to have a good relationship with yourself because if you don't, you'll let that tear you up. You'll really like sit back and really take the back burner to make sure that who you with feels comfortable enough to shine. And that's not fair
Right.
for you. That's why I really don't do the love and the relationship stuff because like you are mine, you fire, bro. Like you are the change that you be looking for. You be talking about homophobia, this, that, and the third. I found out about you. I've been watching your stuff ever since I just found out about you like 2 months ago, bro.
Oh wow!
And
Shout
I
out to
I
you.
think I think I've watched everything that you've ever put out because I ain't ever seen, like you say, gay is so like flamboyant and woo woo, and that's cool. But I'm just saying, like for men like us who you really can't tell, you don't really see that. And so
No,
I don't lead with my sexuality either. I can tell you don't. So I appreciate the conversations that you bring forward because they have
thank you.
substance. And in
Yes,
regards to this specific conversation, I think that when it comes to friends, the only friend you need is yourself. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think you should trust all the
Yes.
way in your relationship. I don't think you should trust all the way in your man, your woman, because at the end of the day, all you got is you. You know what I'm saying? I done been in relationships with people I thought will always be there, bro. And to this day, I'm by myself. So I ain't
mm,
gonna say by myself in that way, but I just learned that without me, I'm not gonna make it. When I left my last relationship, I didn't know what to do with myself because everything became us. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to do
mm.
music, so we did music. I like to work out, so we worked out. And it was everything us. So then when he just bounced, I didn't know what to do with myself because anything I would usually do to be okay, I did with you. So now what I'm supposed to do. So
So
that's why I
they
think that
Mm.
they
yeah.
actually call that a meshment. So
Right.
like in psychology, they call
Mm-hmm.
it a meshment. And the way they
Okay.
describe it is like two pieces of paper that you glue together and then try to tear apart. Like it's hard to tear them apart
Mm.
because they're so intertwined. So that's why boundaries and space are necessary in a relationship. And some people feel like I got to do everything with my partner. Like I was like that in my first really long-term relationship. I was with somebody for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we did
Yep.
everything together. And then when that was gone, it was just like, yo, like what you were saying, it was like, what happened? Like everything I did was with you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why I
Jelon, you
think.
looking like that ain't me. I ain't never had no enmeshment.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, not really, not really.
But it's
But
easy to when you in a relationship and you
Yeah,
like who you with. It's
You know
it
who
easy.
you
definitely
are.
is.
I don't
But
know.
honestly, just me
Not
coming
for me.
from, my last relationship was exactly like that. He wanted it to kind of be like that. I think we talked about that on the voice chat episode before. Um, but yeah, that's just not really me. That's not really. I like to have my own sense of independency and my own identity, and I can't do everything with you. You know, we're two different people. You have your interests, I have mine. You were doing something. You were doing all of these things before you met me. I was doing some of these things before I met you. Don't lose
But
yourself being with
Jalon,
somebody.
but bro,
Sovereignty.
do you think
You should never lose yourself being with somebody. Go ahead.
but do you think it's fair to assess that you were actually in love, right? So if you
Mhm.
were in a relationship that you could still keep a relationship with yourself, like you
Yeah.
just it was effortless for you to stay to yourself. You didn't find yourself getting
No,
lost. I think that when you really
I
got feelings
did
for
for sure.
somebody, G,
For sure, you
you
do.
just
You do get
naturally
lost
find
in it.
yourself getting lost. Right.
However,
You get
I've
right.
been in a couple relationships though, so honestly,
Okay.
I understand boundaries and I understand what can happen if those boundaries are not set, and that's kind
Okay.
of why you know what I'm saying. You kind of feel the way you feel because if there were not boundaries set,
Mhm.
Yes.
Well,
you
I
and
know,
I
feel
think
you.
that
I feel you. But
I
that's
think
like
that
victimizing. That's like love shaming. That's like shaming somebody who been in
mm,
love before because you didn't set
not really.
boundaries and
I've
you
been
let
Well,
this
but
dude
didn't
do
that
what
make
he
you
wanted to
aware?
do.
well,
Right. Huh?
exactly,
I feel like just a good
exactly.
in between, like we can speak about all these different things, kind of like how Jaylon is saying, like you should have boundaries and stuff like that. But also, Cortez, I can understand how you get wrapped into that because when you're in love, you can have all the
Yes,
knowledge in the world, but the feeling takes over and you can become enmeshed. Although it is good to learn boundaries, and you learn boundaries through those enmeshed relationships because there's a
experiences.
reason why it's called toxic, you know? Like
Thank you. That's what
you
it
learn
sounds like.
why. You learn why.
But we having two different conversations because y'all
Cortez, but
talking about
isn't this the
okay.
lesson that taught you to have an important relationship with yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Right.
that's
So
the
it's
lesson.
beneficial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's
That's
the
the
that's the
lesson. So
lesson.
your next one is not going to be anywhere near like that.
Right. Now you know. You're
Because
aware.
if you have such a strong relationship with yourself, you will know that you have to set a certain boundary at a point because in order to love yourself, you have to stay true to what you want, what you need, what you like to do, you know, and a person is not going to be exactly like you in that sense. So
We're
you
not
learn
victim blaming.
from that relationship. I
Yeah,
don't
not
think
But
no,
victim
I
yeah.
think
shaming. I've been in
honestly,
love.
no,
I
no,
love
no.
love. I would
I feel
never
like
love
It's called taking accountability.
Yeah.
what you're
Right.
experiencing
Exactly.
is not victim shaming, it's empowering. I feel like
Yes.
that's empowering. The moment that happens after an enmeshed relationship and you realize that the most important relationship that you have is with yourself, that's empowering. It's not victim shaming.
Thank you.
I mean, and I feel
July.
you, right? But the only thing about that is y'all had Seven Deep on one time. I believe it was Seven Deep one time. And he
Yes.
said, I don't know how much y'all fall in with Zodiac sign. I wanted to call in then,
Mm.
but I was doing something. So he said he's an Aries. I'm Aries too. And Aries, I believe, I don't know how much y'all fall into Zodiac signs, but Aries are kind of natural leaders. And so
Mm.
that's why I say the
I didn't
relationship
know
you
that.
have with yourself is important because ultimately you're okay with being by yourself. You feel me? Like I get what everybody is saying, but at the same time, when we're talking about friendships, you all were talking about friendships today. We were talking about what it
Mhm.
takes to be a good friend. And if you don't benefit this, that, and the third, like I don't really I think that ultimately if you good with being by yourself, and if somebody is being shady, somebody not looking out for you, then it's just not really anything that you really need to invest in. I think it's good
Hmm.
with having a relationship with yourself. The only problem with that because like I think I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
Oh,
That's
okay.
That's
So
just
different.
because
when
Being
was the
I'm
single and
last
having
So
a
you
solid.
relationship with
really got
yourself
hurt.
yeah,
is
I want to
different.
know
Yeah.
when was the
Yeah.
last relationship, the last serious relationship? How
Hey
long
G,
ago was
listen,
that?
I'm solid, bro. I look, nothing specifically happened. It's just I've realized that I work better by myself.
How long
Y'all ain't
ago
never
was that
felt that?
relationship? How long ago was the relationship?
Yes.
I just feel like yeah. Go ahead, Sean. Your job.
Ooh, y'all trying to get
Let him.
into
Let
some
Sean. No,
things.
I've
Sean.
been
Sean is doing
I've
his
been
No,
therapist.
asking
Sean is
G.
a
I've been
therapist. Sean's a
asking the
therapist.
question.
Sean's a
So how
You
therapist.
know
long ago
what's
was the
funny, Sean?
relationship?
Hey, bro, I went to school for psychology too, just a little bit though. That's what's
Okay,
crazy.
Well, I
so
hear you
how
But
long
the
literally can't do
ago
last
was the
anything.
relationship? How long ago was the relationship?
No, sweat.
I'll say like, uh, I'll say like to January of this year, January.
Okay. How long
Yeah.
was it?
So exclusively like 6 months, but the relationship lasts 9, if that make any sense. So we was
no.
together for 6 months. Things got shaky, but you know, we was totally together for 9, if that make any
Okay.
sense to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just like my views on woo woo, on love and all of that, and friendships is all the same. Like it don't matter.
I have to be honest with you, child. You're gonna have to at least get through 2 years before you start feeling like that.
Right.
No.
Wow,
You can't let
that's
that. You can't.
crazy.
You literally, Cortez, you literally
2
can't
years.
do
You went on a
anything on
date.
your own.
That's one.
People gotta
That's
all
one
run.
experience to build on from the next.
People go around, they try to be these independent creatures, and that's not the reality of our species. We're
Yeah.
like
not
an
fair,
interdependent species. Whether
That's
you're
not-
in love or not, you know, you're gonna
You
need
build
a
on
sound
from that
engineer to
experience.
help you with your music, or however it goes. That's just an example.
Armand, that's not fair that you tell me I gotta wait 2 years before I can even speak on it. How is that though?
I'm saying.
I mean, it's not necessarily.
That's
It's
not a
just like you
long-term
got to put
relationship.
in time. You got to. I think that was really just that was just a little bookmark in your story. You know what I'm saying? That's not nothing to really harp
you only
on.
26 years old.
You know what I'm
supposed to have-
saying?
You're a
Don't.
baby.
We're not saying this in a
Like-
negative way. I'm just saying don't harp on that experience for the rest of your life.
26
You know
years
what I'm saying?
old, 9 months.
Okay.
But
Bro,
y'all not
yeah.
y'all missing what y'all are missing what I'm saying, bro.
Say it.
Listen, all it takes is one time for somebody to show you that they don't really care about you like that. So all I'm trying to say to y'all is, if you have been like Jelon, you said you've been through enough relationships. So all I'm saying is, at what point do you get to say enough is enough? Because I get what y'all saying. My brother say the same thing. He'd be like, "You cold. You don't care about love. You don't believe in love. You're just a cold dude." And I tell him like, until you've been through the things I've been through, you don't get to tell me that I've been cold. You've never been heartbroken. My brother been with the same girl for 5 years. So it's very fair for you all, but y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't
Whenever you find
confidently
yourself
really
too entwined with somebody, I think that's when it kind of becomes unhealthy. Whenever you guys start to lose your own identity, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of sounds like that's what y'all. You said you couldn't do anything without each other.
No, okay, so not even that. It's because it's the relationship, and he's also saying like you don't need nobody but yourself, even friends. I don't agree.
That's not logical.
But what I'm saying is that I don't agree with that. Like I feel like you
Not
need
even
people.
realistic. That's not even
Armand, bro,
honestly-
out of
realistic.
anybody
People.
on the panel, bro, you
honestly,
feel that way, bro.
I feel like it's gonna
That's a
take
key
you. The
concept.
reason
need
why I
Armand.
asked you, the reason
You
why
need to-
I asked you when your last relationship was and how long it was, because I feel like you need some more time. You know what I'm saying?
That's
'Cause
not
pe-
fair
Because
either.
people
You
go
need to have
through.
that foundation. You
Bro,
need
we
to have
can't
that
tell
foundation
him.
within
But
your.
I'm not talking about time in the relationship, but I'm saying like time to heal, because sometimes when people go through relationships, they swing
Time
to
to
the
heal,
left.
So you can
Sean?
build
What are
that
you saying, Cortez? You're
foundation
gonna be
for
single
yourself.
forever?
You gotta
Y'all
always
think I
know
need to
to
heal?
on
That's
yourself.
crazy.
No.
You
Cortez,
definitely
what you're
need to
saying is
heal.
You need to be
Definitely
single.
do.
What?
Everybody needs to.
I
heal.
definitely-
You just said you don't want to be in a relationship for the rest of your life.
And he said he also
So
don't want no
what?
friends for the rest of his
Which is
life.
fine.
So
But
what?
you're still.
It sounded
You're
very
hurt.
me.
You don't want a relationship.
It
You are
sounded
hurt.
very Me, Myself, and I by Beyonce to me. I'm just saying.
Listen, I disagree with you all, and here's why I disagree with you, right? So I think that once you have, like, here's the thing. Once I left that relationship, G, or actually that relationship left me. So once that situation was over with, I got into fitness, bro. Like I've never seen, I didn't even know that I could get into fitness like this until I did. I got into music. I think I want to go back to school. Like I picked up things that I never thought I would pick up if I was in somebody's face or somebody was in my face. I just believe that I tapped in because I had the space to tap in. So all I'm saying is any relationship that you're in, if you have not tapped in with yourself, you're going to put up with somebody cheating on you. You're going to put up with this. You're going to put up with the disrespect. I was called out of my name in my last situation. I will never allow nobody to call me out my name again. You feel me?
Okay,
Like,
hold on.
that's
Let
all
me
I'm
say this.
saying,
Okay,
G.
hold on. But Sean and Jalan both the whole season last year was in relationships. They have recently
Okay.
been single, and they're in spaces where I don't know. I don't want to speak for them, but they don't seem like they're looking for
Right.
anyone either. But they're not saying that they're never gonna do it again. It's just now's the time for them
Why
to do
though?
them.
But that's the question, Armand. Why? Like, why not?
Why?
would I
What's
never
so
want to
wrong
do it
with being
again?
single?
There's nothing
There's
wrong
There's
with
nothing
nothing
that.
wrong
wrong
with being
with it.
single.
There's
No, there's
The thing
nothing
is,
wrong
though,
with
I don't.
it, but I just feel like you're swinging far left. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
there's, of
Okay.
course, you need to make sure that you have a sense of self, but you don't want to seem like you need to be completely independent. Like, the purpose of being around people and even you being on this platform is so that we can exchange ideas. It doesn't mean that we're going to agree with everything, but even me hearing your perspective and you hearing ours, it's gonna at least allow you to kind of see a different perspective. And if you were meant to be completely alone, you wouldn't learn anything other than what you're thinking in your head, you know?
But why do you hear the word alone? Why is it that when I said what I said, you heard alone? I said single since I got on here. I've
You
never
said
said
You
you
said you
alone.
said
don't
by
need friends. You don't
yourself.
want.
You said by yourself. That is alone by
Yeah.
yourself.
Alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's different from
I mean,
lonely,
but
though.
that's thank you. That's different from lonely. I think that when we talk about lonely, like it gets to a place where like you don't have no support, you don't have nobody to talk to. That's different than
somebody
being
said
single.
this. They
In my
feel like
opinion.
you got into your last relationship and may have been your self-esteem may have been low, and you probably found someone who had matched your and made you more confident, and then they left you, and now you're a little, hurt by it. Do you think that's what it could
So
be?
so to be clear, with the last situation, what my confidence wasn't low. So I had just got into fitness, and my body started to look like something a little bit. I'll let him stay single, and my body used to look a little bit woo woo, and then it got to a place where I was getting attention because what I learned. And Armand, I don't know if you get this a lot, bro, but you own your stuff, bro. You got 2 different shows. You're doing what you need to do. So sometimes you get people who are, when you own your purpose and you're doing things you're supposed to do, you might find somebody who's into you. Like Christopher, I think you psychologist, you wrote books, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't want to get nobody mixed
No,
up
you're
my
right. You're
apologies,
right.
but all I'm saying is if you out here doing your thing, you're gonna get people attracted to you. So all I'm saying is that doesn't necessarily mean that you're low confidence. All I'm saying is everybody who's attracted to you may not be qualified. And if you invest in somebody just because they're interested in you, can lead you to the wrong places. And so that's all I'm saying. It's a lot of people might be interested, but are they necessarily qualified? Not really. And I think a lot of people, if we're being honest with ourselves, you would be able to relate. Like, you don't fail for somebody who might have just been pursuing you back and forth, back and forth. You're not really interested, but you put up with it anyway because they keep pursuing you. Like they just keep trying. So you'd be like, all right, I'm going to give you a date or whatever. So that's all I'm saying. Like, it don't have nothing to do with low confidence. My confidence didn't get low till I was with that person. And I don't know if that make any sense or
That
if
makes
that's fair to
sense.
say.
I could see that. I could
But
see that too.
you know what I mean? Like, what if you was with somebody, Armand? Like I said, you are like, bro, I really like, bro.
I'm gonna start
You
doing
really
my cry
that
right
dude.
now. Yeah.
On the
No, for
inside,
real.
Dragon.
Cause like you really are like dope for real. You know what I'm saying? I really like your show. So it's like if somebody was with you and you did a good legendary show and everybody get in here and he don't tell you like, oh, the show was legendary.
Yes.
You're gonna feel some type of way. That's not fair for you. That's not
Mhm.
fair. And the relationship I have with myself told me that was a solid performance. I did what I was supposed to do.
I feel you on that.
You should have that same energy. And if you don't, that don't mean I'm bitter. All
No.
I'm saying is I'm looking for somebody to be on my team like
I
me.
agree.
And sometimes you might not ever find that. And so there's nothing wrong with being by yourself, even
And
if you
all
don't have
I'm
no
saying
friend.
is you only
Okay.
26. So let yourself be in this moment, but understand
Oh
you're
my
not
God.
even 30 years old.
So what? Like,
So what I'm saying
Your
is
life hasn't even started yet.
yeah, like
Yes.
you're an attractive guy.
mercy.
Like
You're a
there's
young
opportunity.
man.
Like just be in that.
What?
Listen, be in that space. Continue doing your thing. Don't go out looking for anything. Do you live your life right now? But don't if somebody comes, don't shut them out because you have this ideology that they may not be able to give you what you need because you don't know.
Mhm.
Armand,
Be on
that's
your
So you're
purpose,
not
like
not
you
fair, bro.
said.
I feel like there's somebody that's gonna come along.
So you're not talking. Oh wait, so you don't talk to niggas. So are you fucking? Do you talk to niggas at all?
Yes, I fuck. But what
Okay,
that got to do with anything else?
That's the gateway to fucking falling in love and shit and relationships.
Huh?
No,
Nah,
he's
G.
just taking a piss.
The gateway.
Hello,
No,
let's be real
like-
about it.
No, let's be real about it. Because in reality, when it comes to having sex, like it's not. I don't even see how to question how you ask that, depending on what we talk. Like what that got to do with
Because
anything.
it's almost like you're not attracted. Like you just like fuck niggas, and it's like you're still interested in
Nah.
men. So
Sex
this
is different
ideology.
Now you're saying no.
But this ideology that just like nobody will ever be there for you, it's almost like you don't want to give nobody, you don't even want to be open to giving somebody a chance. So it's like, don't even fuck them either then. Just
I feel like he's learning
just
he
stay
has to
by
be
yourself.
there for
Wow.
himself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that what I sound like? And then what you
To
say,
me,
Mom?
you sound like a sovereign person. You understand you need to be there for yourself.
We all
for
understand
anyone.
that. But
Yeah,
what I'm
that's-
saying is Sean and
That's
Jalon
crazy.
understand that. But in their understanding of that, they're not saying that they're never gonna be with nobody ever in life.
And that's where, the story starts to change because it seems like you just hate
Yeah.
guys'
If
relationships.
If I break up with my
Versus-
nigga today, I'm gonna probably be by myself for the next 2 to 3 years because that's what I need to do. But am I gonna
By
say
choice.
that I'm never? Yeah, but am I gonna say I'm never gonna be with a man again? No, because at some point I want to get back in the game. But I may take 3 to 4 years off or however long.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna leave the
okay.
door open for
Okay.
somebody to come in and do what needs to be done. But I'm not gonna get out of a situation and say that door is completely closed. Then I'm doing myself a disservice. I don't want to be alone. You know, if
So let
there's
me
an
ask
option to
y'all,
be
okay.
with somebody.
So let me ask y'all this. I don't know if y'all seen what happened with Danny Lay with Whoop, but let's say if a situation happened like that, and she decides, you know what, I'm done. I'm about to just raise my baby and be single. Will we call her the same thing we saying about me? Will we be
Yes.
bitter and say, well, just
Yes.
let her be
She's not
single?
bitter. She's
Yes.
hurt. So
Hurt. Yeah.
when you're hurt and you need to heal, you're gonna feel those emotions. So right now you're healing. So you're feeling that. Once you get over this, then you're gonna
Wow.
you're not over it.
I
You
must
wouldn't
be
Armand,
clear.
can I ask?
be
Okay.
thinking like that if you was over it. You wouldn't even.
But
be
can I
thinking.
ask a fair question, y'all?
Yes.
Why is it looked at as negative
It's
because a
not.
person is passionate about the Listen, let me tell you, I'm confident in the relationship I have with myself. I think everybody on this panel I'm the only single man I think on here talking. I don't know.
No,
But all I'm saying,
you ain't been listening this whole time.
No.
He's single and
Really.
he's single
Sean
and
and
he's single.
Jalon.
All 3 of them are single.
Okay. Okay, but single. Okay.
I get what you're saying. You don't have to want a relationship. And I must clarify, I
Single
don't think
under
there's
what
anything wrong with that.
circumstances? Like some people are single by choice, some people single because they have to. Like we ain't really talking about single. Like
Baby, all of
why
us
is
on
they
this
single
panel,
for real?
all of us on this panel are single by choice.
What if I was to tell you I'm single because that's the path I chose? I think there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being single because that's what you want to do. And there's nothing wrong with being jaded if you want to be
Thank you.
jaded. Or
But
if you
I
don't
also-
feel like you're jaded.
But don't hold on.
Thank
But
you,
I
Mom.
also
agree
feel like
with that. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time.
But I
see
also
exactly
feel
where
like
he's
this.
coming from.
But I feel
It's
like
just that it
this
doesn't sound
word.
like you're coming from a sovereign state. It almost seems like you're coming from F all these dudes.
A hurt
state
place. And
versus
hurt is
like,
not a negative
I'm
emotion. It's
building a
not
relationship with
bad.
myself.
It's fine.
You said hurt is not bad.
Well, no, because I
No.
What
think
you mean by
hurt.
that?
Hurt because when people say you need to heal or you're hurting, it almost gets looked at as like, oh, poor you, like, oh, you're a little hurt
Yeah,
little boy.
it's not-
Like it's okay to like, yo, you got hurt. It's okay. Like people try to use that to make it seem like, oh, poor you, like you're feeling like you're pressed, you're hurting. But the reality is you're hurt and you're healing.
Armand.
You
That's not fair,
are.
Armand.
Why you sound
Armand,
so
if some-
surprised?
Armand,
Or
wait.
Why
Let
you
me
sound
say
so
this. Let me say this.
surprised?
This is crazy because I was having this conversation with my sisters a minute back, and they was talking,
Yeah.
and they had said because Megan Thee Stallion, she got this lyric. Armand, you listening, bro?
Yes.
Okay, so listen, bro. So they said Megan Thee Stallion, she got this lyric in her song that say, if a B word been beefing with me from 4 years ago, she beefing by herself. And I had asked my sisters, like, if you get into it with somebody from 4 years ago, is you supposed to still care today? And my sisters was like, nah, you shouldn't care. You should let it go. Here's my thing. if somebody showed me that they will steal from me 4 years ago, next time I see you, you still that dude. I'm not trying to cuss on here, but you still that MF who stole from me 4 years ago. I'm not gonna forgive it just because it's been 4 years. So I get what y'all are saying, like, oh, you're bitter, you're hurt. I don't think so. I think that once somebody show you that they not SHI, then it's nothing wrong with handling them accordingly. For example, if Sean Christopher showed me that he really ain't that woo woo, then I can handle him like however he showed me to be. So that's what y'all are missing. Like, oh,
no, but that doesn't mean that Miles. But that doesn't mean that Miles can't be a better guy. But you're saying because Sean showed you he was. But no, but you're saying because Sean showed you he wasn't shit. That means all of us ain't shit. That's what I've been getting from you. Like, fuck everybody.
Like, I feel like
why is this one experience? And why is this one experience?
Fuck everybody.
Really fucking everybody.
Who said it was? But here's the thing: can anybody on this panel say they've ever had one experience with a bad dude? So why is it that I'm only talking about one experience?
I've had several, but at the same time,
Thank you.
There's a period.
All of us have had several, Sean. That's what I'm saying, bro. We've all
what
had
I'm saying
plenty.
to you is that there's a period of time where, yes, you can feel like F so-and-so, or I don't want to deal with that. But you usually will get to a place after some time where you're able to acknowledge, yes, that experience taught me things. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to hold that against the rest of men because all men are different. You know what I'm saying?
Sean, let me say this to you, bro, because you psychologists like me. So let me say this to you, right? So I feel what you're saying, but when you've been dealing with, okay, I don't know if everybody up here go for the same type, but I done dealt with the church type, the street type, the other type, the other type. It's all the same, bro. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, yeah, we can't say all niggas ain't SHI, but at the end of the day,
so you are bitter.
And it's gonna continue to be that way until that
that's
part of
so crazy. I don't think that's fair. That's not fair. I don't like that.
Okay, look,
I don't think
I don't like that, and I don't think that's fair.
I just really
okay. Let's not use bitter. What is it, Miles?
He saw. Okay, I feel like we can call it bitter, but I think it's pushing him into a better state of becoming a sovereign being, understanding he is his own government.
Okay.
I don't think he really even understands.
But it does sound like he has this,
really
I guess we call it bitter.
He doesn't somebody to agree with his point of view.
Whichever.
Let me ask. Okay, so let me try to clear it up this way. Because let's take it outside of relationships. Right. And let's talk about something that we all can. Okay, so what if somebody stole from you? What if somebody came over your house and they took something off your coffee table? And then 2 years later, but then 2 years later, they come through and you tell all your homeboys, like, bro, don't let him over your house. He steal from you. Are you going to be bitter? Or is that somebody who learned from their past? That's all I'm saying, y'all.
There's a difference.
There's a difference between the way that it sounds. Appreciating the hardships it puts you through. Learning from your past is appreciating the negatives, the positives, everything that it puts you through, and moving on and applying everything that you learned in that situation.
And that's how you.
So it doesn't happen again.
That's how you get different men that are more elevated. And the way that you're describing
so you won't get the same one again.
It sounds like, based off of your story, the way that you're describing it, it's like, because this person stole off my coffee table, no men can be here in my house. That's what it sounds like.
And in that way, you would be a little bit bitter, because you're bitter because the fact that one man came over and stole something off your coffee table, so he fucked it up for every other nigga in the world. Until you heal from that incident, can't nobody come to your house no more.
I will not. Y'all cannot sit up here and get me to agree to that, because I know for a fact.
You don't have to.
It's more about
no, you don't have to. This is why this platform is here. It's not about agreeing. It's about conversation.
No, it's not about. It's not about that, G. Like, at the end of the day, I think we all up here been in fights. If you've been in a fight with somebody, physically speaking, if I'm ever next to that nigga in real life, I'm gonna probably punch him in his. I'm gonna handle him. So that's it. And you understand, Armand, you live in a place of gossip. You know what it is. I'm not about to be in the same room. If Woo Woo call in, I already know what it's gonna be. That don't make you bitter. That make you smart, bro. You already know at the end of the day what energy is gonna come from what person. So if you've
Yes.
been in the type of, and you've been loving yourself enough, Miles, I'm sure you love yourself. Like when you have a better relationship with yourself,
Mhm.
when your solitude is more important to you than anybody else's company, at what
Yes.
point can you say that
Yeah.
you I'm so bitter. I'm so mad. I hate everybody. Hey, but if y'all heard what I've been through, like y'all will understand, bro. Like
No,
I've
you're
been
saying you
through
just
some
learn from your
things, G.
mistakes. And in this now moment, you're single. And in every now moment until you decide to maybe do something else, you're single. So for the foreseeable future, which you can't really look into the future, really, you could just look at your now moment. You're single. So you're gonna be
I'm
single. I
just
get
gonna say
that.
this.
And we're
We're not
about to wrap
bitter.
it because
That's
we're
just what we're
done
calling
now.
it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
There's a-
say this. You are young, and it would be very ashamed for someone as cute as you to just be bitter and not allow anybody else
Exactly.
to come
Oh
and show you
god.
something different.
No shade, Sean.
And I
Sean, it's
feel
no shade.
no, seriously, and I feel
No
like there is
bullshit.
gonna be somebody to come along
Because
that's
you're a
gonna help
handsome
you to see your
boy.
Yeah, you
mindset.
too handsome.
It will
Yeah.
find
Okay.
You too
him.
handsome for that.
It will
Okay,
find
but what
him.
is that? Okay, y'all are missing what I. Okay, listen, bro. Please don't wrap up, bro, because y'all are really
You know,
like.
we've been here.
I
No,
need
we
to tell.
This is the
definitely about
show
to
for
wrap
you.
up, boy.
Yeah.
I'm
Cortez
coming
hour.
next
But
time
you can
in.
come back next week.
Cortez out.
Hell yeah, I'm
Cortez
coming
hour.
in because y'all really tripping, bro. Y'all keep
Yeah.
telling me I'm bitter. I'm not about to believe that I'm bitter because
Four
of this
different
that I went
people,
through.
four different people with four
Okay,
different perspectives are tripping, but you're right.
No.
And what you're saying
I believe
is
so,
We're
bro.
getting caught up on the
Because
definition
because
of
okay.
bitter. I
Yes.
think that's what it is. We're
We're
getting
we're
caught
getting
up on
caught
that
up on
bitter
the
word.
word bitter because
I
it
see
has
it
like
as
a negative
sovereignty.
connotation.
I
Word
feel
is
like I
sovereignty.
just feel like you're still healing. That's all I
Me
feel
too.
like it is.
He's hurt and
You
he's
know?
healing.
He's definitely hitting, whether he
can I
knows it or
I'm healing
not.
from a
ask?
lot
Can
of
I?
things.
So is it because I said fuck love that I'm bitter? Is that why?
That's
It's
what they
because
Is
for
that
the
call it.
why?
They
past
call it
20
bitter when
or
you say
30
that.
minutes we've been on the phone. We've been on the line. It's exuded bitter.
I see you as learning sovereignty.
It's no,
Bitter.
Learning
it's
sovereignty.
exuding tart. How about that?
Okay,
Tart.
listen, Cortez. Let them know where they can. Listen, Cortez. Let them know where they can find you. If anybody wants to find Cortez
Cortez
and
is on
slide in
his
his
purpose.
DMs and
They
take away
can't
his
find me
bitterness,
nowhere
and
because I'm not available. G. I don't do relationships.
See,
oh,
But my
What?
okay,
social media,
Oh,
is
See,
Anthony
you play a lot of
Ross on
games.
Instagram, Cortez Anthony on Facebook. But I'm gonna call y'all next week because, and I'm gonna talk
okay,
about this same thing. It's probably gonna be completely off subject. Armand, I love your show, bro. Please
Thank
do
you.
not ever get discouraged, bro, because I've been watching you for like, I went back, I think like 2 years ago to your videos. So I just done seen you say a lot of things about being discouraged. Bro, I want to encourage you, bro, as a
Thank you.
black man, as a dark skinned man, as a very attractive man. Since you got your teeth done, bro, you fire, bro. Like, please do not give up, G. Like, I love
yes.
your show. Like,
Thank
I don't
you.
care about what nobody say, G. You got
Thank
all these dudes, Miles, Sean, Jelon, y'all all doing y'all's thing.
Yes.
Y'all
I meant
really
to speak to you, honestly.
y'all really
It's a
speak for a lot
compliment
of
for
dudes,
me.
for real.
Thank you.
No,
Yes,
for
and I
real,
love your
because
show
y'all,
too, Armand.
Thank you.
yeah, like
Please don't
y'all,
ask me
I
like
really
this.
do.
It's getting awkward. I don't like this. Okay, yeah. Era, okay, come on.
Let-
Bye. I'm leaving. Bye. Because you're not gonna have me on here 2 more hours. You're not gonna have me
it's
on here 2
getting
more hours.
awkward.
Because he can get us talking for about 2 more hours.
yo,
Last
he was
time.
just talking in circles,
Hey,
circles.
stop
That was
We
fun.
like it was good.
Definitely
But
good
hurt
though.
and healing and bitter is all they're all related. But
Yeah.
we have to acknowledge that is an emotion that we feel, especially
Yeah.
after a breakup.
It's
And
not a
sometimes
negative
when
connotation though.
when
It's
you're
not
deep
a bad
into it,
thing.
sometimes you can't see that you're feeling that way. And so that is part of the reason why you need friends, because they can help to hold you accountable, like we tried to hold him
Yes.
accountable, but he's not ready to see it. So it is what it is.
Okay.
You know.
Well, let me go first because my shit is fucking up. They saying
Oh.
that I'm grainy as fuck. So this is Armand. You know where to find me at the Armand Wiggins Show. Child, we've been on here 2 hours. This was only supposed to be an hour goddamn show. You done cut into my other work today, but this is always legendary. I love you all for coming in. Sean, take it away.
You guys can check me out through the Color Block website, IG at Color Block. You can also check me out on my personal Instagram. I am _Sean Christopher.
Y'all can find me Instagram and Twitter, everything right here at Jelon.
Yes, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel, Miles Spears ASMR. Also, Instagram, Twitter, OnlyFans. If you want, you'll find it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Oh, that sounded very sick. You want to find it?
You know where to
Sorry.
find it.
All
If
right.
you want to hear,
All right. Bye.
Wake up and talk to me.